eyes. Well, how do the deaf find the sign of life? Uh, uh, Da 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 da. Ew. N. Ew. Dumbling is your blink. Welcome to and welcome to our show. How's doing well? Because I'm having a wonderful day on this 31st May 2025. Today is a video for the gaming channel. Yes, sorry, Bob. The gaming channel is the one we're promoting today. Today we're doing a tower talk. So I know what you're saying. Inky did a tower talk last week. Again, I've been super motivated for. I've been really motivated for the tower because of the Reddit. But this video of the tower is actually really different. This time, yes, we're back in with motivation, but I need you guys. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I really need you guys. So if you look at the playthrough of the Shield and Sword, right? Shield and Sword, we started on June 12th, right? So on that day, every single tournament, every single gem that we're gonna get, I'm gonna be reserving for the 12th of May, for the 12th of June. Please tell me what you want me to upgrade. Look at the ultimate weapon and tell me what to upgrade. Look at the lab, tell me what to upgrade. I've never been a guy that follows guide. However, I've been seeing so many people enjoying the tower, enjoying how the game feels, enjoying the gameplay. So what I want to do is fuck the guides, fuck the mathematics behind the tower. I know it's mostly a game of statistic. Let me know what you want. I want to include you guys. This tower has been one of my biggest playthrough. I've been playing for a year and a half. I've been playing for almost a year on both of these devices. Both of these devices. This one has been playing for a year and a half. It's one of the games that I play the most hour in. I know I'm asking for a lot, but please check it out. And that's pretty much it. So we'll do a tower talk, another tower talk which is longer, and we'll show you what I mean and what I need. So without further ado, take it easy. Peace. Don't blink, it's your blink. Welcome to our show. Because I'm doing well, because I'm having a wonderful day on this 21st May 2025. Today I'm in a good mood, today I'm excited. Today we are talking about one of my favorite subjects, which is, drumroll please, the tower. But yes, this is a gaming channel video. So the tower is one of my favorite games, as you guys know. And usually I would tell you about, whatchamacallit? It's complex. Usually I would tell you about how the I don't want to make this video, but I have to. How the towers are evolving, the sword, the shield, the crown, how each of these playthroughs are evolving. Now, spoiler alert, disclaimer alert, I've been having a lot of problem with the recorder for the tablet. I don't know if it's a tower problem or a recording problem. Basically what's going on is that I'm using a tablet that's really old. And yeah, it's having a harder time. However, it works, everything works, which is great. Now, that being said, we're gonna continue with the goal. I've been playing a lot of tower lately, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot. And it's always been absent-minded, so not giving out excuses, but whenever I play, I'm either sleeping or streaming, and these are amazing. But now that we've been doing playthrough or playthrough of the tower as we're doing something else. For example, we're making a video. I'm spending a lot of time watching the sword and the shield. The crown itself is good. I'm having a really good time with it, but I know the game because for a year and a half I've been having the same tower. And I've been watching some of my mistakes. Now, I'll be completely clear. I'm finding a lot of mistake in the shield playthrough, and this is from me not following guide. This is from me not paying attention. This is a couple of mistakes that are kind of big. So yeah, the first mistake that we did, the sword. Okay, so this tower talk is being negative. The crown, the negative are super simple. It's a jack of all trade. Jack of all trade, but good at none. So there's a lot of things that I can increase. There's a lot of things that I can work on. There's a good solid base to the tower. Now the greatest thing about the tower is we've been making more and more cash. So we're increasing the module. Next we're gonna be increasing the purse. We're gonna be finishing up the purse, and then we'll see how it goes. Because the crown, like I said, the crown is at a state where I'm making a lot of coin, right? And at this specific point, we are able to unlock a lot. So for example, I'm able to start working on my enemy level, on the module drop, on some of the more advanced whatchamacallit, I would say ultimate weapon, but there's not a lot of them. So for example, right now we are at 1,900. So I would need 500 more. And I forgot that today is a tower. Today is a tower in the tournament. Shit. Today is a tournament. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. Today is a tournament. I'm fucked. Not a lot, but kinda. So today being a tournament is not good. However, there's some good point to it. We're gonna keep our stones for the anniversary of the tower, which is the 13th June. So this shield has been starting on the 12th of June. This one has been started on the 13th of June, and this one has been started on the 13th July. So yeah. But that being said, this is the problem with the crown. The problem with the sword in itself, weirdly speaking, is such a amazing playthrough to watch, but to see evolve. This is my first time doing a glass cannon in any single game, so this is a pretty big deal for me. However, there's some complication, there's some complexity to it, and the complexity to it is that the sword in itself, it's so cool because when I started, this was my strongest playthrough. This was by far my strongest playthrough. Now, what really changed my mind and what really blew my mind is, I swear to God, I don't remember if it was this tournament or tournament before, but we had the same score for both the shield and the sword. And the sword has always been way ahead of the shield. Sword was hitting platinum months before shield could even get out of gold. There's a problem with shield, with sword though. The problem with sword is it started out really good. Now the complication is the shield stronger and catching up, or the sword is weaker? So the way it goes is I'm gonna make a drawing. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to do a drawing, but for example, we'll do it on the wall, right? So this is the wall. This is the brick wall. So this is my wire for the Wi-Fi, right? Okay, that's actually pretty good. This is sword, right? And this is shield, right? They both start here. Now the sword has started right here, right? And always has been here, right? But now that it's here, is like this, right? The sword in itself has always been a little bit less, but now we're finding that they're touching each other, right? This is so complex. This is not good. So let's do like this. I think it like this is better. So this is my sword, right? And this is my shield, right? Sword has been constantly going up, but then has found a summit. Shield has been going up a little bit less, but keeps on upgrading and has reached the sword. So I don't know what is stronger. It is the sword that's stronger or the shield that's stronger right now. Now the sword in itself, the main problem that I have with it is there's so much increments to it. For example, my ultimate weapons are way better than the sword. I'm going to talk about the problem with the shield right now. But they're so weak. For example, the sword in itself, every single ultimate weapon is good. So for example, the smart missile, they'll hit like a brick, right? The spotlight, they'll hit it like a brick, but the spotlight missile is the thing that I'm after. So the spotlight, I wouldn't be able to upgrade it, and the spotlight is the only ultimate weapon that I have to wait to upgrade. I can upgrade chain lightning. It's super good. I can increase my smart missile. It's super good with radius. We haven't next to no touch the radius. Next would be possibly the Death Wave is the one we upgraded the most. So yeah, so it would be between Smart Missile and Chain Lightning, but even then, Smart Missile could be doing so much damage. It's crazy because the Crown, the first weapon that I really worked on, the ultimate weapon, was a Smart Missile. So kind of we're doing the same thing. So I possibly would go for more of a Chain Lightning. So that when you watch the 3 playthrough, like slack, you would see the Chain Lightning being different. Now we're moving on to the main culprit, which is the shield. This shield is the playthrough where I made the most mistakes. So the shield in itself right now is bonkers. It's really good. I'm getting a lot of damage, and it's mostly because of the black hole. Right, the black hole is so freaking good. I'm gonna be upgrading the black hole. This is the ultimate weapon that I like the most. Technically speaking, the ultimate weapon that I like the most is kind of Inner Landmine, and I know it's not a popular opinion, but I really like the Inner Landmine. Why? Because it's defensive and offensive. So see, my favorite ultimate weapon in general is Death Wave. Offensive, defensive. Inner Landmine is the only one that's kind of similar to it. Of course, I could say Black Hole because Black Hole is, well, you know what? Actually, Black Hole would be the supreme, in my opinion, the supreme ultimate weapon, because Black Hole would have some offensive aspect to it. Yes, I'm doing some damage. Defensive aspect to it. I'm stopping the movement or the momentum of certain enemies, which is great. And you would have some econ aspect to it. Econ. But then Death Wave also has some econ. So, you know. With the Inner Landmine, it would be offensive and defensive in a way that is better, and the rate at which they respawn is just phenomenal. See, I need to work more on my black hole because there's a couple seconds out. Now the problem with this is, oh my god, I didn't think about it. It's crazy. So my favorite thing, and I've been talking about it for months, is the black hole and the chrono field. I feel like the chrono field isn't great in this case. It's not even active, and I don't see any difference. Increase duration chrono field is active. Inside, have their damage reduced. Increase the damage reduction effect for chrono field. Increase beyond tower range. See, so the chrono field and stuff is great. However, why it doesn't do much is because, for example, it'll slow down enemies or it slow down their damage. Their damage is what? The black hole will disable every single range enemy. There's no point to that. The black hole does carry out a lot of enemies. The chrono field doesn't do the same thing, right? And even though there's some enemy even though the black hole will never be the whole screen, it's still a huge problem in itself. So when the chrono field is going to be super useful is because the enemies are going to be so strong. They're going to be so strong that every single enemy that is stuck in the black hole is going to be stuck there, but the chrono field is going to stop the one that weren't able to and could be killing me. That was my first mistake. The second mistake, I was thinking that black hole, and this is my mistake, this is a big mistake. I was thinking that the black hole had a huge effective with Poison Swamp. The black hole would kill enemies, right, and would keep them in, and the Poison Swamp would poison them one by one. What I didn't think about is that most of the enemies have a similar amount of life points. So when one of them is dead, the other ones are almost dead, and the Poison Swamp isn't fully active. Right. However, the Poison Swamp would have been so good because the Poison Swamp, it could have stunned them. It could have done a lot of things to them. In the perfect world, the next one that could upgrade would be Poison Swamp stuns, because the Poison Swamp stuns will keep them in the black hole. So, for example, the black hole is here. The black hole finished. The enemy comes in. No, because they're in the Poison Swamp and they're stunned. And by the time their stun is done, the black hole restart. That could be cool. But the chrono field, again, completely useless. So these are the mistakes that I made, and I don't know how to fix it. That's why, since till the 12th of June, I'm not going to be playing. Well, I'm going to be playing a lot, but I'm not going to be spending some Power Stone. I'm not going to be spending some diamonds. The goal is still to buy the last card of both the shield and the sword, the last card slot, because most of them, they have the, what shall I call it? Most of them, they have the, oh my god, I'm not good in English. Oh, they're almost done. Most of them have the 5-star, and I'm waiting for the purple star. The sword, for some reason, is closer to it, and then the shield, and I don't know why, but it's okay. And that is pretty much it. So, still having a hope, but here's the mistake you can do. I'm not a kind of the content creator to say, hey, mistake you should avoid. Oh, never do this. This is what you cannot do. This is what you avoid. This is blah blah blah. I'm not that kind of guy, right? I'm the kind of guy that says, hey, I made a mistake. Here's what you shouldn't do because I made it, right? Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Dumb Link, it's your Blink. Welcome to the show. I'm doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 31st May 2025. Today we're having a little bit of a energy drink. We're having a second rainstorm. The coolest thing, we had one yesterday. We had a citrus blast, which we didn't like, which is technically the first rainstorm that I don't like. I like every other flavor. We're about to have another flavor. I don't know if they released lately or they're more popular. I had a guy that tells me that Rang was actually based in the UK, so maybe they're getting more popular and people in Canada are more willing. Suppliers or grocery stores are more willing to buy energy drinks because they're like, yo, people buy those Rangs. So today we're tasting guava and strawberry. I'll be honest and say I wasn't a fan of guava until like a week ago when we had this one, Ultra Guava Vice. For some reason, everybody puts in guava and puts in another flavor in. I'm having a lot of problem with words today. So in this case, it's cool because this is kind of what we're doing. Another case, it's not cool because I have a lot to do. So what does that mean? You see, that's what I'm telling you. It's good because you don't want your brain, with ADHD, I constantly think. So this is why I'm a bit more foggy. It's a relaxation day. But you have things to do, so you're like, fuck, I can't relax. So strawberry and guava. I'm actually excited because strawberry, although is very, very, very very tasteful, it's part of the berries. So the berries are extremely watery. And the guava, for some reason, to me, guava tastes a little bit like watermelon. So plant-based, it is 10 calories. Let's go. It is clean energy. So this could be better. But most of these are placebo effects. Oh, I had an energy drink. I feel energized. Smells really freaking good. Mostly strawberry then. Okay. This one is really good. I'm really, really, really enjoying this. This one is good. First of all, I'm loving the color, the design. I don't like this, for example, the green and red, because the guava is green and red. I would have went with a, you know what I would have done? I would have done the green, a very pale red here, and the crown would have been a really strong red, or a very, a lot more red. Fuck, and I have a hard time today. The coolest thing here is the strawberry is extremely tasty, and the guava is kind of simmering down on the taste. It is not that strong, and to me this is, oh my god, this is bad, but this is so good because for a powerful weapon, oh my god, I should not make videos today. For something as potent as strawberry, something like guava would be almost tasteless in comparison, right? But the fact that we have so much of the strawberry taste, usually when the guava comes and calms it down, it's like, okay, well, this is a good mixture. It's not necessarily how guava shines here, but it's how it's harmonizing with strawberry. Once again, the harmony is quite nice. I do taste the guava, which is nice. I would prefer the guava to the strawberry. As a food, I think I prefer strawberry. However, as an energy drink, there's so many people that do strawberry. Every single energy drink company has a strawberry flavor. None of them has a guava flavor. So the fact that the guava is shining a bit more, even then, this little coloring, the green and red, super nice. Yeah, I'm really liking this. I think what I'm trying to say is, it would be so easy for this to just taste like strawberry, and I would still be happy. but this really tastes good. For some reason, I'm thinking about fruit roll up when I was younger. They're really nice, really, really good. Strongly recommend this, and this is possibly one of my favorite, if not my favorite, rain. My favorite rainstorm is possibly, I want to say peach and nectarine. This is kind of close to. This is really good because the harmony is so good. It does feel like this belongs together. And also, oh my god, I think I'm a fan of it. I'm a huge fan of it. Like even the design right now, I wasn't a fan of it, but look at it. Red, the strawberry is red green. The guava is red green. So it's the same. Yeah, this is really good. Really, really nice. And if you're conscious about your health, if you're conscious about everything, plant-based energy, clean energy. I'm not a sponsor, but hey, it's a good product. Check it out. Don't blink. It's your blink. Welcome to the show. This is doing well on this very specific day, on this very special video, 31st May 2025. I've been making a couple of videos. I've been fucking them all up. They were doing something special. You guys have been so cool lately, so cool. I've been going in and out of making content. I've been very inconsistent, and you guys are still behind me. So today, we're celebrating you with a challenge. This is one of my first challenge. It is not even a challenge that exists. We're going it with Hot Ones Pringles. Super simple. We got 3 minutes on the clock. We're gonna finish them. So without further ado, let's go. 4 level of spice. Barbacoa. That's super good. That's what I remember. I thought it was going to be more spicy. The potato is very calming. Oh. Oh. Oh, it's really hot. Still delicious, still that barbecue taste. Spicy, but not too much. See, this one I was chewing slower. Almost done. That's spicy. We have rojo and verde. See. Okay. Cause there's let me try it. Because the taste, it lingers in your mouth. Okay, spicy. Morning. Holy shit. Good. Less spicy than I remember. A lot less spicy. A lot less spicy than I remember. Oh, this is delicious. I feel like it's a lingering taste. So it stays in your mouth and it stays warm. Like right now, there's a very pleasant sensation though. It's still spicy in a good way. It's tickling your taste bud. It is very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. This is a spices that will last. I thought it was gonna be a torture. It wasn't. I was gonna be able to do it in 3 minutes. I wasn't. Okay, we're good. Yeah, so kind of failed, but hey, it does count. Spicy though, spicy. However, it's this. I don't know why the taste. It looks like it's flatlining, which is still there, but not high. How high is low. Fast. Flat line. Yeah. The work is done. So kind of disappointing. Delicious chips though. Yeah. not raining too hard, huh? Okay, let's go. 6:29. I got an hour and a half before we have to work. Okay, so now what you're gonna do is I don't know. Need to change. Good. Okay. I miss. Okay, good. Good.
What you're about to watch is mostly unedited. I stream.
Don't blink, it's your blink. Welcome to the Welcome Player Show. Guys, I'm doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 31st May 2025. I'm gonna have a hard time talking because my mouth's on fire. There's a challenge where I ate the whole thing of this in a couple minutes. So, on fire. I'm gonna be cooling down with hummus. And it's also gonna act as my supper for today because I haven't ate. And today is tournament day in the tower. So, this, and well, the phone that I have right now in my hand are gonna be busy for the next, I wanna say 3 hours. My mouth's on fire, dude. It's not pleasant. It's not pleasant at all. And the subject that we're talking about is not pleasant at all. We'll be talking about the prompt theory. So, trigger warning, disclaimer. We're going to be talking about religion. We're going to be talking about a bunch of stuff, right? I am super interested to talk about this. This is a subject that really interests me. So without further ado, bon appetit. This is my supper. This is quote unquote, it could be considered a mukbang. Yes, we're eating hummus. I love hummus. Usually you eat it with bread. I eat it like that. That's how much I love it. And La Fontaine actually makes some good hummus. So what is the prompt theory? Well, the prompt theory is the fact that we live in a simulation, right? The fact that we live that we're only prompts, so we're a bunch of 1 and O's. So the prompt theory is basically, I shouldn't, you know what? I have an idea. I have a good idea. Okay. I'll read you the official description. Prompt theory. Okay, so what is the prompt theory? The prompt theory video weaponize this paradox by having AI characters explicitly acknowledge their artificiality, create a strange new category of authenticity. The authenticity artificial. They're not trying to deceive us into thinking they're real. They're deceiving us by insisting they're not. Okay. What is that? In prompt theory approach that uses. Okay. What we're gonna do is. No, that's not it. I want to get something that I can really bastardize, so make it as simple as possible. The prompt theory. Wait a second. Yeah, I should have done that before, huh? Okay. In the past week, something that once again raised my discomfort. We're reading Carl Ignacio on Horizon Substack. Substack, Aberrant Horizon Substack. In the past week, something, the birth of a digital rebellion. Wait, what? I thought it was. I thought it was the AI. So we'll do two videos. We'll do this one, and we'll do the one with AI. Okay. Yeah, this is important. So, are we living in a simulation? Okay, because this is what I want. Yeah, I had a misunderstanding of the prompt theory. It's not what I thought about it at all. I thought it was come something akin to AI. Are we living in a simulation? And this question has been really into my mind lately. It all was birthed with the with Matrix. I had ate a spicy chicken wings. Love me some chicken wings, and we were stuck on the toilet for a long ass time. And then because I was stuck, I had the worst thing that could happen. I had a giant jar of peanuts next to it, so I was watching movies and just chilling. But we were still in the toilet, right? And then I started eating peanuts, and the peanut also is a laxative. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot. We have a bit of something extra. I like to add a single hot dog sausage to my hummus. Why? Because then I can be like, yo, I'm a man and I eat man stuff and I eat meat, right? But also this is a perfect level of saltiness because it comes really balancing. Hummus is what? Hummus is chickpeas, vinegar, olive oil, and maybe lemon. So I watched Matrix. Now, the problem with Matrix is what? The problem with Matrix is on Netflix. They only had the first movie. But it's still very enjoyable. Everything is explored there. Right? Matrix was about that. We live in a simulation. And we are our thoughts are formed for that. Like I got ADHD, so this is gonna be one of the most unfunctional video that you've ever seen. We were living in a simulation, making us sleep for. It's actually insane, because today I'm in a really foggy mood. With ADHD, you got good days, you got some bad days. This is a foggy day, which is why we're taking a step back from making content and we're just having fun. So in Matrix, what they were doing is they would have a bunch of human serve as batteries, right? So human were producing energy, and as long as the human would live, they would produce energy. What they would do is they would put them in a simulation. Okay, so the simulation is actually quite cool because in the Matrix, what they do is they make you live emotion, they make you live your whole life, right? They make you live your whole life, and like, okay, well, guess what? Because I had a heartbreak, the person in his sleep is feeling emotion. And this emotion power up the machines, right? So we do that. But then the Matrix itself isn't the only one that did that. Naruto did it with the Infinite Tsukuyomi. And the Infinite Tsukuyomi is the bad guy, which is Madara. Madara is tired of war, so he said, I'm going to enslave every single person. So I have this this immortal tree that produces fruit, and that's feeding the planet. And all I need for this tree to grow is people, right? And the people that are sleeping. The people that are sleeping, they're giving energy to the Infinite Tsukuyomi. And the Infinite Tsukuyomi is allowing them to stay alive, right? It's feeding the people. So it's complex. There's this huge tree, and people are connected to it by the roots, but they're also in cocoon. So they need to keep them alive. So by feeding them energy, by feeding the tree energy, it produces energy to give back to people. That's pretty simple. But also, that's not the simple taste. That is not the simple thing. There's a lot more than that, which is phenomenal. The very first skin of a simulated reality was what? It wasn't AI. It wasn't robots. There was something called The Truman Show. The Truman Show was a show that was a movie that was released in the 90s and the 80s. And The Truman Show was basically, hey, reality TV right now is huge. So what I would like to do is, I like to take a baby, like baby Truman, and I think baby Truman, right? And we are gonna give ourselves another shot. We're gonna be working hard. We'll have the whole show. So his first kiss, his first love, his first heartbreak, his school, his teenage years, right? And he lived in town. I don't think he lived in town, but I'm sure so. Everybody first in the town are actors. And there's it's not TV in a sense that Truman is reality, but it's simulated. It's simulated events. So for example, right, we'll send a girl, and that girl will be his wife, right? So we have his wife, but his wife won't be like his wife. She's an actress, right? Instead, but then the beautiful thing is, it's like in the Matrix, and we're going far with this one, but still, it's just like in the Matrix. There's a group of people that think that what we're doing to Truman, right, is inhuman, right? It crosses a bunch of wrongs, or it's not, yeah, it's morally wrong. However, in a sense, it's not morally wrong because the system, which is a Truman Show, feeds him the home, the job. He still has a normal life. And it's just not a real life, right? But see, this is what I love about ADHD. I'm planning to make this content. I'm making another video which is called the ADHD Theory. Right? Because we have two. Oh yeah. Oh, that's hot. That's hot. That's hot. We're gonna do kind of video. Is kind of unique process, right? We're not waiting at the top. So with Truman, you would say, yeah, you had a life, but it wasn't a simulated life. And then we come back to animals. So with farm animals, right? Is it morally right to have animals, to breed them, to help them grow, to cultivate animals, just to send them to the slaughter, right? Knowing that they won't have a life, knowing that from the moment they're born, they'll be killed for the meat, right? I think what you're doing is you feed them, you give them the affection, right? Give them a safe place to live. The Truman Show, what was it? Truman was kind of like a circus. It just didn't know, right? And then with the Truman Show, what was beautiful is how far can you push it? So the group of people that came to save Truman were like, yo, Truman deserves life. So the coolest thing is, one of the only events that really happened as crazy is even his best friend was the actor, which sucks. His love life, I don't care. His best friend, that was kind of shitty. So there was this girl, right, who was an activist, and she was hired as a high school sweetheart, and she was hired as an actress, right? Now, the director said, hey, this doesn't make a lot of sense. So the director explained it in an interview why she was like that. So when she was hired, she was a normal actress, right? She was a normal actress. But what happened is, as she was filming, she fell in love with Truman for reals. And because she fell in love with Truman for reals, I can't do that to him, right? This is the same thing as a kid. You have the farm, and the parents tell the kid, don't give this animal a name, you'll get attached to it, right? So, just like in the Matrix with Morpheus group, the Morpheus group is a group that think that people should have their own life, right? So what he does is he has humans with free wills, but they're still programs. He can program them, he can train them, he can make them be super powerful. Holy fuck, Crystal Light, this is good. So then the AI theory, let's go back to reality, right? So why was these trees so important? Well, in these tree, there's a mention of something. In Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland is possibly one, if not the piece of fiction with the most effect on real life. So it's so nice. It's so nice. My favorite game, Zelda Majora's Mask, is inspired by Alice in Wonderland. So Alice in Wonderland also has an effect on, are we living in a simulation? So Alice in Wonderland, she has a shitty life, right? And she runs away, and she runs away, right? And then what ended up happening is she fell into a hole. And she fell into a hole, and she fell into this reality where there's Talking Rabbit, there's a queen that is super mean, there's a Mad Hatter, there's a cat, right? And she fell into this world, right? And this world is crazy. And she see that there's no way that this world is real. There's no such thing as a talking rabbit. There's no such thing as a talking cat, right? There's literal cards that are talking to her. Captain Fatfinger strikes again. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I did it again. I fucked it up, as they say in French. So coming back to what I'm saying, part two of is, are we living in a simulation versus are we AI, or are we simple prompt? And we're gonna check out the prompt theory. I think I'm gonna do it tomorrow or today, I don't know. Depends on how much I have to work. So today I only have to work on Trailer Park Boys, which is about 10 episodes, which is about 7 minutes each, which is 70 minutes. It's not that bad. I'm gonna put on the batteries also. So all of this to say, with Alice in Wonderland, she's in this reality, right? But the question in Alice in Wonderland is, what if this was real? What if the world you were used to was a fake world? There's always this question of, did you fall into a hole? And that hole was a opening to another dimension. But what dimension is yours, right? And Alice in Wonderland also explores something called the multiverse, or something called different timeline, or quantum theory. The quantum theory is the possibility of multiple timeline existing, and multiple timeline existing. In the timeline, I'm a woman. In the timeline, I'm living in another country, right? And it's a different timeline, and they're all from the same place. And the beautiful thing with Alice in Wonderland and this theory of the multiverse is, how are they different? Technically speaking, DNA-wise, advanced in French, DNA-wise, I'm the same person, right? I would have the same parents, right? So I would be the same, which is nature versus nurture. How much does the surrounding affects me, right? And if we talk about a different universe, for example, are we living on a planet called Mars, which is a lot hotter, right? Are we Martians? There's so much in here, but the big plot of it is, she falls into a hole and she has this new reality, and the question is, did she ever make it out? So movie that have been part of the culture, like Coraline, they explore the exact same thing, right? Then the funny thing is, my favorite game, Majora's Mask, is he falls into this hole and then he ends up in Termina. Termina uses the same character. So, oh my god, this is beautiful. This is fucking phenomenal. So, Termina, what it does is, on paper, it's a alternate reality to Hyrule, which is the name of the planet. The name, it's not a planet, I'm so sorry. It's the name of, like, the world you visit. And we're kind of out of time. Which technically not true. We got the Hyrule, we had the Hyrule Field, we have Ikana, we have the Goro Valley, we have Kakashi Village. It's been so long that I played this. Kakariko Village, we have the Death Mountain, we have the Goron Cave, we have the Zora Temple, we have the Zoras, right? So we're using every single one of the same characters. So in this case, Link fall into a hole, right? So a lot of people say Link is dead, and Majora's Mask is such a dark game, right? But what if the hole was just like Borderland, Alice in Wonderland? Maybe that's what it was, right? And maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was always about that. Maybe it was always about the fact that this is an alternate reality. What is the real reality? Zelda, Ocarina of Time, or Zelda Majora's Mask? And it's the same characters, right? The same NPCs, right? A different villain, but everybody's the same, right? Except for Zelda, it's not in the game. Actually, it's really cool. I actually really like that. However, it comes with problem. The reality of it is because Ocarina of Time was so good. But the company behind Zelda, not Nintendo, the company that was working on it, said we put in so much effort for the 3D model. We put in so much effort for the Ocarina of Time. We don't know if we want to make another. We don't know if we're gonna be able to make another game before the GameCube comes out. The GameCube, which was the next in line for Nintendo. So then they reuse every single NPC. That way they didn't have to work on the NPC. They use a lot of the same characteristics. So the way you move, the way you jump. Epona is the same. The Ocarina is the same. A lot of the songs are the same. A lot of the weapons are the same. We have the hookshot, we have the bow. And yes, the design of said weapon does change. We have the Eye of Truth. The bottle, the different arrows, right? It's different, but it's the same, right? And then let's come back to reality. The Wonderland is amazing, and to be honest, it's such a simple concept. From I sound crazy, and possibly I am, but who gives a shit? Possibly. See, it's nuts because even when you look at the Truman Show, right? It was a controlled reality. It wasn't AI and everything, right? And as I was younger, maybe this is different. I was born in the 90s, but I've always heard like, oh, this is fate. This is fate. This is the will of God. And even I'm watching this TikTok couple, and they're really cool. They get a family. They have these kids, Charlie and AJ. The name of the, I think it's Ariel Getter and Austin Getter. Amazing couple, and they're really religious, right? And it's funny because they have this daughter, and this daughter, I think she's 4 or 5, right? So she's starting to understand life. She's starting to be having her own opinion. So then when something happened, and there's a specific video, there's this really specific video where she's pretending to be like a cook, and Austin's like, our father, like, give me everything on the menu. And then they give everything on the menu, and then Charlie, how should I hold it? And Charlie says a really small amount of plates. As a kid, you don't know Charlie. Then Austin's like, how can you afford all of this? Right? How can you afford all of this? But not charge more than that. And Charlie, again a child, says, I guess the Lord should provide. And to me, that was so meaningful because this is how much he believes in it, right? This is how much he believes in it, and this is her perception. Even a kid understands that there's things that she can't control. That's something that will be provided by life in itself. If it's God, it's God. If it's life, it's life. Which again, I think is really powerful. But it's more than that. It's more than just that. So in the case of Charlie, she's religious, right? But take somebody else. Take somebody else and say, give me a second. What can I give an example out of? Yeah, it's a bit more complex. What can I give an example out of? Poof, I didn't think about that. A gambler that goes to gamble and say, well, my luck will turn. Is luck really real? Right? Is it something that's calculated? Is it a prompt? Right? There's something kind of cool. The prompt theory, the way I understood it was all 1 and 0, which when you see the matrix, it's all 1 and 0 that path. 1 is yes, 0 is no. So you'll have a bunch of events in your life, right, which is a code, and you'll have a 0 and a 1. Are you going to be positive or negative about it? With religion, and even as a kid, I always understood that it's so, because I don't want to offend people. See, the Vikings, right? They had the Nordic mythology, so a lot of people are familiar with the Greek mythology, but where it's really at, the real like beauty of mythology to me is Norse mythology, because in mythology there's more God, but there's also more story. So if you wanted to teach lesson to a kid, if you want to teach life to a kid, you'd use the mythology. For example, there's a thunder. This is Thor, right? And everything could be explained by an act of a god, not God, but a god. In different religion. Am I religious myself, and do I believe in God? I believe that everybody has a point that's right. I feel like the Quran has something that's right, the Bible has something that's right, the Torah has something that's right, the Hinduism has something that's right, the Buddhism has something that's right, right? Everybody has something that's right. But if good exists, evil also exists, right? If good exists, evil also exists, and evil says, you know what, fuck you. I'll make sure that everybody's fighting. If we came together, we would find the truth, but now everybody is fighting. For example, Palestine and Gaza, which the Muslim and the Jews, right? But then there's something better than that. If there's the good and the evil, right? There's some force of good, there's some force of evil. There's also more than that. So, for example, I was talking about the prompt, which is 0 and 1. So, for example, if 0 is no and 1 is yes, then you would have good, which is 1. You would have evil, that is 0. It's also a positive and negative, right? And then, in a fucked up sense, it's a balance, right? It's a balance. What if the balance was... Oh, I died. What if the balance was the very, very simple act of, well, I can't only put I have to put some zeros. What if I had a quota of I's to put in and a quota of zeros to put in? I'm saying I's, but it's 1. It's not I, it's 1. And to me, this is phenomenal. What if the simulation? And to me, as a kid, I was like, okay, well, God is watching. God is watching. My parents used to tell me that, and it's so funny because with ADHD, I didn't pay attention in Bible class. So when I was a kid, my understanding was, I know God is real. I know He's watching over me. I know that if I'm not nice, I'll go to hell. If I'm nice, I'll go to heaven. But I didn't understand who was God. I didn't understand what He meant. What meant religion? What religion meant, right? So I would just be fearful. And even then, my father would give me shit, right? And my father would give me shit, and I wouldn't remember what he said. I remember what was lesson. He would give me shit, and I would remember being in trouble, but I wouldn't remember why, right? And to me, this is also called like a simulation, because what if I think one of the systems that explains it the best is the Good Place. The Good Place was saying, the Good Place, which is phenomenal, is very smart, but the Good Place in itself, what it does is, they said how to go to hell and how to go to heaven, right? And the Good Place, they said, well, everybody starts at 0. If you do something good, you're at 1. If you do something bad, you're at 0. You're at -1, right? And at the end, what they do is, do you have more point or less point than 0? If you have more points, you go to heaven. If you have less points, you go to hell, right? Or what they would do in mythology, which we saw in Sandman on Netflix, they would put a balance, and they would put your heart, right? And they would put a feather. Now this one is different. It stipulates that if your heart is pure, and if your heart is full of good intention, your heart should be lighter than a feather. And if your heart is lighter than a feather, you're a good person, right? But all in all, it's not up to you. If we live in a simulation, I think the problem we have with living in a situation is we think that somebody was controlling us, right? What if it was just a scenario? What if it was just a bit of prompt? I thought something, and again, I'm going to be offending a lot of people, that is not the case. That is not the goal, right? Please understand this. I saw something that blew my fucking mind. So, I was born in the 90s, right? I love Pokemon. I absolutely love Pokemon. The first game in Pokemon was Red and Blue. Red is a game that is now 30 years old, super simple to emulate, super simple to use. There's a programmer. It's a program. I don't know who it is, but he did a AI set. So he did 30. I don't remember if it's 30. I think it's more than that. Let's say 50, just to be safe. He did 50 different playthroughs of Pokemon Red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They all had the same starting point. They all had the ending point. What they would do is it's so complex. What they would do is they would play the game as AI. So they would learn the game. So for example, if I go against this guy by using this Pokemon, I'll die. Or if I go here, there's a wall, I'm not gonna be able to move. And this 50 playthrough shared a hive mind. With the hive mind, they had learned lesson, learned mistake, right? And at the end, the game was completely won by AI. Now this is a game that was 30 years old. It's a game that's simple, but this is kind of crazy, right? Even in Naruto, I was talking about Naruto before. I've been watching Naruto again. What if Naruto has one of these Shadow Clone Jutsu, which is multiplying himself, right? Now, the craziest thing is, yes, it's a fucking show, but multiplying yourself would be multiplying your consciousness. So your ability to learn lesson, right? Your ability to learn lesson, and then the ability to learn lesson taught him something. So, for example, he wants to learn this new technique. So he has at 100,000 clones, and they all learn something. What if that was the goal of the simulation? People think that we're pawns in a game, and people are simulating us to live. Even a game like Sims is absolutely super realist. So, for example, you can have a guy that goes to job. If you don't clean yourself, if you don't do X, Y, Z, he's not gonna do what he needs to do. But itself, the nicest thing about the Sims is that you live this life, right? And you have kids, and you die, of course, but still. And it's all about this. It's all about, I want to live this lifetime, right? What if the goal of simulation was just to recover information? What if we were trying to understand life, right? How crazy would it be? And then the question is, does it really matters? Does it really matters? In a simulation, as long as I'm having fun, as long as I'm feeling emotion, even if it's fake, even if it's not real, if I'm feeling emotion, then that's worth it, right? I think we're going back to Truman Show. Truman Show, the whole life that he had was a script. The whole life that he had was control. The whole life that he had was, there's even a scene, and it's so fucking funny. He goes to his workplace, right? And there's a scene where he decides to go somewhere else, and the bridge is not built because but that's the funniest, and this is the ending, and at the end, the Truman Show I think is the best. The Truman Show I think is some of the best we talk about it, because again it's Alice in Wonderland. It's a simulated reality. At the end, Truman finds the door to leave, right? And then he has the director. The director said, Truman, do you really want to leave? I give you a thing that you want. I give you a thing that you need. The world there is dangerous. I'll give you a safe place, right? I give you a safe place. And even if you look at the Bible, because I was raised Christian. I don't remember if I was raised Christian or Catalyst. I never remember. But it was the Garden of Eden. It was the Garden of Eden. And with Truman, he said, you have a safe place, you have your life here, you have your own reality here, right? Would you really change? And this is kind of a god. It's not God per se, but it's kind of a god, because it's in control of everything, right? And I don't know, to me, this is so meaningful. This is so fucking meaningful, right? I don't know. My favorite game ever is Elden Ring. And this is the exact same thing. Elden Ring, we had this god, right? Which is Marika. And Marika, she rules with the world, right? She rules with the world, and she's in charge of everything. She is responsible for the Elden Ring, which is the survival of the Erd Tree, which is the Erd Tree is the thing that gives life to everybody, right? The main bad guy in Elden Ring is Ronnie. Ronnie comes in. So Marika is, okay, so it's a god that's dying. Ronnie's supposed to replace her, right? Ronnie's supposed to replace her, but Ronnie's like, no, I'm not going to be a slave to you. I want to do what I want, right? What she does is she breaks that. She kills somebody, which leads to the breaking of the ring, right? Now, the greatest thing about it, the absolute greatest thing about it is Ranni whole goal. So you can follow her quest line. And if you follow her and you help her out, she'll be the next Elden Lord. And her Elden Lord, the way she works, so it's complex. It's really complex. Oh my god. So yes, Marika is a god, but it's something called the Greater Will. The Greater Will is these two fingers, right? It's so fucking complex. So fucking complex. But long story short, what she does is Ranni, she's like, no, we're not gonna be slaves. We're gonna be having our own free will. So she gives people their own free will. But to finish with this, because I'm going X, Y, Z, I think the most important thing about we're doing a simulation doesn't matter. As long as we live something, as long as we're feeling some emotion, as long as we believe that it's real, as long as we're having some good moments, some bad moments, as long as we have a beautiful life, as long as we have children, right? you kind of win at life. And when you win at life, even if it's not real life, and even if you didn't really win, the simple perception of winning makes you happy. And if you're happy, who gives a shit, right? Is this if this life is a simulation, but I'm happy, it's fair. I think it's more the problem would be morally speaking. For example, these people have a shitty life. The only reason that they have a shitty life is because. So, for example, I don't want to be a dick. Oh my god. They live in another country. They have a missing limb. They have a missing limb. They're neurodivergent. They have mental issues, and it just pushes them to be like, yo. My life is shitty, right? Even on a race scale, racism was really rampant in the 1800s. Imagine if it's a simulation, right? And you get to decide if you're born white or black. There's other races, but I'm just saying. And the fact that you're born black automatically means that you might get enslaved and shit like that. It's horrible, you know. So the simulation is actually really, really sad. But there's like in every situation, there's some winner, there's some loser, right? If you're winning, a lot of people like say, who cares if it's a simulation or not? We're gonna have a good life, right? But then at the same time, I think it's the same for religion. I saw people, and I'm not judging, but I saw people that the second that something was not going right, they were blaming God and say, God help me, God help me. Without trying to figure the situation out themselves, they're asking for help from God, right? Which is up to you, absolutely. But at the same time, you have to learn from your mistake. You have to learn from an event. If you live through an event and you don't learn shit from it, what's the point, right? For example, you fall, right? As a kid, you fall, and then you get back up, right? And you're like, okay, well, if I fall, I get back up. But if you fall and you ask for God help, right? But then, at the same time, I saw people which religion and belief and piousness got them through life. They had this terrible event happen to them and say, you know what? The Lord will provide. The Lord will provide a solution. And it gave them hope, and they were able to maintain their sanity for long enough to the situation to solve itself. And that is beautiful. That is beautiful. At the end, it doesn't matter who saw the situation. That you're still okay, it doesn't matter, right? Or if you look at the crusade, the crusade, right? The crusade is in French. The crusade, the number of atrocity that was made to religion. I watched one of my favorite movie ever. Is Dante's Inferno, right? And Dante's Inferno is also akin. And I know what you're saying, dude. This is not the same subject, but it is. It is. It is a perceived reality. It is perceived reality, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. So with Dante is a religious knight, right? And he has this mission, right? Which is to kill the oh my god, this is gonna sound horrible, but it's to kill the people that don't believe, right? So what happened is Dante does atrocity, right? He commits a lot of crime, right? Which is really bad crime. Like he rape, he eats a lot of gluttony, he steals. Every single sin out of the 7 sins, he does them, right? But at the beginning of the movie, which we see only at the end, is he did all of this, yes. But then you see that a priest was like, hey, whatever you do, God will forgive you. You'll have access to heaven, right? Which is nuts. When you look at Islam culture, they say this is what halal want. This is what not Islam. So it's very different. And Islam is the Muslim, right? And there's just the extremist jihadists. And the nicest thing about the Muslim is that when there was attack from jihadists of extremists, they're like, yo, we don't condone that. There's not the same thing. I think we automatically put everybody in the same circle. Oh, you follow this religion? Oh, you're the same as them. No. And if you look at, see, that's the thing. I'm going to talk about Muslim in general. Some of the Muslim that I met, some of the nicest people, very, 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 very generous, but some of them were not generous, and there's asshole, and I'm sure there's asshole at the church, right? So it's all a question of Do you feel justified? And again, with Dante's Inferno, it was all the question of Dante did the thing that he did because he thought he was going to be forgiven. He knew that he was wrong, but I was going to be forgiven, right? And why are we going with that? Well, if we live in a simulation and you know that nothing matters, right? So, for example, right? Example, I live in a simulation. We're gonna go back to the example of Pokemon, which is how far we're gonna go with Pokemon. And this is really cool. I'm going with Pokemon, right? And with Pokemon, again, the Pokemon Red and the AI. And in Pokemon, you were like, yo, I died, so I restart, right? There was no consequences to dying because we're gonna be restarting. There was no consequences. So the AI was like, okay, well, there's no problem, right? But if you had only one life, like we do, we took care of it. But if we know that we're gonna be reincarnated, or and Dante's mindset, not that I want to die, right? Because that's not the case. But if I was to die, I would end up in heaven, which is the place I want to go. So why do I care if I die, right? It doesn't really matter. There's no real consequences to me dying because I'll go to heaven, right? And that's kind of it. Simulation could be a way for people, for people to be like, fuck that. I don't care about this. I'm gonna do what I want, and if you're not happy, well, fuck you, right? And I think this is what's important. It's how do we? Again, I'm gonna repeat myself, but the question isn't do we live in a simulation? The question is if we know we live in a situation. If tomorrow somebody told us we're living in a simulation, here's why. Here's the reality as to why. Here's the proof that we're living in a simulation. Here's every single information that you need to prove it, right? And everybody would agree that we live in a simulation. How would that change people? Would people act in a different way now that life isn't our own? And I don't know. But I do know that when I be ending the video here, I have to play the tower because we had a tournament. I love you guys. I'll see you guys really soon. Take it easy. Peace. Oh my god. I got so much fucking work, dude. Nice list. I feel for your very last time. They tell me to be special. I tell you if I fall, I think I'll fly. Touch me, my gosh. Make me part of your demise. Dun, 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 dun. If I fall, I think I'll fly. They tell me I'm so special. I smile and shake my head, but they feel misled. They tell me I'm so humble. Don't blink, it's your blink. Oh, wait a second, I'm not charging correctly. There you go, we're charging good. Don't fucking drop your phone, dude. Don't fucking drop your phone, dude. Don't blink, it's your blink. Welcome to the commentary show. See, this is not good. Hope you're doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 31st May 25. We are charging the phone. Well, we were trying to charge our phone. It's not really working. So I'm gonna have to figure out something. Give me a quick second. Come on, dude. Just work, bro. I'm not asking for much. I'm just asking you to work. Is that good? No. I don't want to give you access. Don't blink. It's your blink. Welcome to the commentary show. Guys are doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this. Dude, I have to show you the setup. on this 31st May 2025. We've been filming for an hour. But today's tournament day, and we woke up super late. So absolutely want to show you the setup. So the first setup that you're gonna see is this, which is me hiding it. But you see the batteries, and we're charging our phone. And now I want to show you this, which is us on the computer, and we are charging the phone. So yeah, we'll be working for a long ass time, and that is pretty much cool. This is cool because I have a lot of work to do. And this is better because, okay, so this is a long story, but my biggest problem right now is storage. Storage is a huge problem, right? Batteries are a problem, but storage is a bigger problem. And the problem with storage is I'll make 10 files a day. I have to upload 10 files a day, so it takes a long ass time to upload. Versus if I just do one file of, for example, the tower, which will be 70 gigs of data. That's a lot less time for me. So I'll do the best I can, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but I'll try. And that's pretty much it, so I'll see you guys very soon. Take it easy. Peace. It's not working. Fuck you, dude. Good, thank you. Please fucking work. What is not working? Allow. Okay. Don't blink. It's your blink. Welcome to the Commentary Show. We're doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this very rainy 21st May 25. We are filming the tower. We are filming some videos. This phone is connected to charge from the computer, and this phone is connected to charge from a battery pack. So yeah, so we're running shit. We are absolutely working our hardest. Today we're doing a game of why Elden Ring is the best thing, the best game ever. And I gotta say, I gotta continue with the story. But this time we'll go for more of a focus thing. I'm having a really hard day focusing wise. ADHD completely overruns me right now. Thoughts are confused, my brain is foggy. So we'll try to do as much as we can, but it's not gonna be easy, right? As long as I try, who gives a shit, right? My apologies, we had some very spicy chips, so we have some gas. So today we're talking about Elden Ring. We're talking about the religion of Elden Ring and how beautiful it is. Now, this video will also be a part 2 because there's a different religion and the Land of Shadows. The Horn Beast, the Three Fingers, the Two Fingers. I will talk to you about the most basic of plots, right? The Three Fingers, I don't know who they are. I don't know what they are, right? I could technically Google it, but it's gonna be another video. The point of this video right now is 3 things: Marika, Ranni, and the Greater Will. So this is my understanding. Please feel free to tell me, dude, you're wrong, or dude, you're right. Hopefully you say I'm wrong because I'm learning something. But from my understanding, we have this god, which is Marika. Technically, Marika is not a god; she's a Numen, and the Numen are a very strong race, or a very specific race. So I think this is more so what's going on. The greatest thing about Marika is that, dude, I love this game so much. There's nothing I like more than Elden Ring. I'm sorry, Mom. I love you too. Don't worry. So with Elden Ring, Marika is a Numen, and that means that she has these. I wouldn't say vision, but she's super important in the story. She is extremely important in the story. Now we have a second thing, and it's the fact that we have Empyrean. Empyrean, if I'm remembering right, are people that are gonna be fulfilling the Greater Will. So I think they're replacing Marika. It's been so long, guys. It's been so long since I played the game. I want to try it today. Okay, so much to do. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. So, coming back, Ranni. Ranni, I researched my lore. Ranni is the most important character because she kills Godwyn. So, I think that she killed Godwyn because she wanted to test her own mortality. I think she wants to know if we can kill a demigod. Right, so she killed Godwyn before she kills herself, right? Which ultimately led to the shattering of the Elden Ring, which is the plot. This is where we start our story. This is where we enter the scene. This is where we enter the story. But Ranni killing yourself is super, 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 super important for multiple reasons. But one of the most important reasons as to why it is so important is because Ronnie killing herself is freeing herself from the greater will, right? The story of Ronnie, and it's so funny because my favorite part of Elden Ring was sometimes I feel like a villain, right? And I'm like, I'll never know if what I'm doing is the right thing to do. I'll never know if burning the Erd Tree is the right thing to do or destroying the Erd Tree is the right thing to do. I don't know. I'll never know. A lot of people will say burning the Erd Tree is important because this is Malenia quest, and Malenia is your best friend in the game. She is your finger maiden, right? Everybody wanted to burn the tree. What if the tree wasn't burned and it was not a thing to do? See, when you help Ronnie and become her consort, you see her ending. So the Ronnie ending is fuck the greater will. Fuck the greater will, right? I'll give everybody the option to do whatever they want. I'll give the knowledge to people. Because they have knowledge, they'll be able to do whatever they do. We were talking about AI, we're talking about religion, we're talking about the God of Will, and the we're talking about the God of Will. We're talking about we're talking about a lot of things. We're talking about the Truman Show, right? And we're talking about the will of God, but also the Garden of Eden. What if the land between was the Garden of Eden, and what if we were told like, yo, you have to stay there. This is a place that's gonna be safe. Ultimately, when you go to the Land of Shadow is super dangerous, but super, super, super dangerous, right? Coming back to the story, with Ronnie, she gives people the knowledge, right? Now, ultimately speaking, the knowledge is going to be terrible because this ultimately leads to Bloodborne Ciri, and Bloodborne is people doing Nightmare, and this is the darkest timeline. This is the darkest timeline. But at the same time, Ronnie, when she's born, she's a slave. She's like, okay, well, we become an Empyrean, right? And the cruelest thing that they did to Ronnie was Blade. So Blade is one of the people's favorite characters. Blade is absolutely phenomenal. We love Blade. Fuck yeah, Blade. I love you, dude. He's one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite character. But the coolest thing with Blade is that he comes in and he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna protect Ronnie. My life purpose is to protect Ronnie. And the coolest thing with Blade is he hates cold. He hates the cold. But Ronnie is a princess of ice. Most of her skills are ice. That's actually really, really, really cool. Now, why is that important? It's actually super important because Blade acts as a self-destruct device. So Ronnie, as long as she's following the will of the gods, the Two Fingers will, Blade will be loyal to her, right? And even EG knows it. EG is like, yo, Blade will turn against Ronnie if she doesn't change. Doesn't want to do it, but it'll turn against Ronnie. And at the end, what happened is Blade becomes Berserk, and this is funny because this is when you give the ring to Ronnie, making her the consort. When you oh my god, this is a long time ago. When you kill Astral, Ruler of the Void. It's been too long. I'm sorry, it's been too long. But long story short, yeah. This is the purpose. The purpose is Ronnie needs you. And because Ronnie betrays the greater will, Blades betray her. You kill Blade, which saved Ronnie, but at the same time, if she weren't there, would Blade have won? Possibly. But imagine she's born and she's an Empyrean, again, willing to replace the greater will, and she comes in and she's like, yo, I have to do what I need to do, right? And she's like, I don't want to be a slave. So basically, she's seen by a majority of the fan base of Elden Ring as a good guy. She is a good guy. Oh my god. Oh my fuck. Okay, so it's complex, but it's very simple. It's complex but very greedy. People like Ronnie for a very, 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 very simple reason. And the very simple reason is the fact that Ronnie is kind of like, so it's a question of ending. There's, I think, a sixth ending. Most people, they have the best ending, which is Age of Star, which again gives everybody in the land between knowledge, and they save everybody in the land between. And one of the most liked Frenzy is a Frenzy ending. So the Frenzy ending is classic. Is let the world burn, I'll consume everything. Fuck the world, I'll destroy it. But by destroying the world, I'll actually save it, right? Now the question is, do you really save the world, right? Or not? Is what you're doing really purposeful or not? right? If the world was supposed to burn, then you burning it is saving it. But if you can save the world without having to burn it, then you fuck it up. It's raining hard outside, which makes people crazy. So people like Ranni because they like her ending and the Asian Tsar. And there's also the fact that she, oh my god, so the Land Between, right? It's so complex. It's so complex. So the Land Between, you come in and it's a place that's destroyed. And I think one thing that Elden Ring does really, 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 really well and really nicely is they do a almost perfect job at showcasing how bad the Land Between are. They're doing a excellent job at showing that everything is going to shit. The life is going to shit. Everything is going to shit. So then they're showing you, and this is a really cool thing. They show you the table of round table of old. So the round table of old are people that believed in America, in Queen America. So fuck, it's complex. So technically speaking, America, she breaks the Elden Ring, right? And people say that America is the one that rebirthed you. So the beginning of the game is your Tarnish. A Tarnish is, I don't remember what is a Tarnish. It's too long. I'm gonna be playing Elden Ring tonight. I don't give a fuck. I'll be playing Elden Ring tonight. I don't give a fuck. I know I'm repeating myself, but what you gonna do about it? And to me, this is so perfect because how can I even start to talk about it? It's so good. I feel it's just perfect. So because Queen America rebirths you feel like you owe her something. The Queen America, she's wrong. Well, she could be wrong, right? We don't know the true ending. So the table rolled are full of Tarnish, people that are thinking, let's save Queen America, we have to save her, we have to save her, we have to save her. Now the problem with the table old is they all die. Spoiler, they all die. Sophia, she becomes one of the bad guy. Dee dies betrayed. Rodrika, she stays, but she says, so Rodrika is a special case. Rodrika wasn't summoned to the table hold. You were summoned, not her. You bring her there and say, hey, you'll be safe there. You'll be safe. Yug is enslaved to the table hold, so he loses his mind. Diallo ends up dying. Everybody from the table old dies. Now, what does that tell you? Well, if everybody from the round table old dies, maybe they were weak to begin with. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe they're just weak. Maybe they were meant to last. They weren't meant to survive in this fucking world, right? So as much as it sucks, this is their fate. Their fate was to die a horrible death. A horrible death. So it kind of shows you that the table hold is weak. There's the Volcano Manor. The Volcano Manor is the Recusant. The Recusant are people that said, fuck the greater will. Fuck this. He said, I don't need the greater will to survive. So the Recusants are people that wants to fight. They'll be like, yo, if I want to survive in these lands, I have to fight. And I have to be strongest. Only the strongest survive. So they kill everybody. They kill other Tarnish, right? But then at the same time, they're wrong. The Volcano Manor is wrong because the only thing that they're doing is Rykard, the Lord of the Manor, who pushes them to fight, to become stronger. Then when they're strong enough, he eats them because he eats powerful beings that become part of him, and the more he eats, the stronger he's becoming. Right? And that is the craziest thing. When you think about it, this is the craziest thing. Because Godric the Grafted was super weak. Godric the Grafted, so it's complex. Godric the Grafted was weak for a simple reason. See, it's so complex. So what happened is America was a god, right? So America has kids with Godfried and Renala. So they have demigods as kids, which is Rykard, Radahn, Ranni, Godwyn, Mog, Morgott, Malenia. I don't remember his name. Messmer, and Malenia and Michaela, right? And they're main god. So Godfried isn't the kid. Godric isn't a kid of Godfrey. Is a kid of the kid of Godfrey. So technically speaking, one of the son of Godfrey and Marika is Godric. No, not Godric. Is Goldwyn. the Golden, and Golden, the Godwyn the Golden has a kid, which is Godric, which is why Godric said, "I'm the last of the Golden lineage," right? Godwyn, God, it's been so long, guys. It's been so long. The long story short, it's why he's weak. So to become stronger, it graft people arms. So when you see the Tarnish and see how strong he is, like, I'll draft you. I'll use you for my body. Rykard, the same thing. Like, Rykard also believes in another god and a serpent god, right? But long story short, Ranni comes in and she's like, "Fuck your enslavement," right? And Ranni, why she's like that is because we're seeing the round table and say we're weak. So then, it's kind of cool because as a Tarnish, the only person we have to believe is Malenia. However, Malenia kind of betrays you. Not betrays you, but she leaves you. Like, you're not the person I was looking for. I made a mistake. You're not the person I want, right? So technically, it's a complex story, but you come in to burn down the to Erdtree, but then you realize that you cannot burn the Erdtree, right? You can't burn it yourself. You have to actually go in and take the fire of the giant, burn the tree, and then what you have to do is you have to go in the Erdtree and destroy it from within. So then she sees that you cannot do it. She's like, "Okay, well, I'm not gonna lose my time with you." So she leaves you. But more than that, there's a lot more than that. So, for example, because all of the round table that dies, you think, okay, well, everybody's gonna die in here, except for Ranni. Ranni, for some reason, you think that she's strongest. Also, there's a couple of things that prove that Ranni is out there. Ranni also has some followers. She has Blade and she has EG. She has Serpentis, but Serpentis is trying to betray her, so fuck Serpentis. So because she has EG and Blade, she's like, okay, well, people believe in her. So see, there's a couple of contestants that you really believe for Elden Lord. There's Vikes, because everybody tells you that, oh, Lord Vike was so strong. And then there's Ranni. Ranni possibly could be it. What was that noise? So yeah, so you follow Ranni. And Ranni, she seems as a good person, right? But then Ranni is super selfish. Super, super selfish. If she didn't kill God, if she accepted her fate of being a slave, if she accepted that she was born a slave and she couldn't change anything about it, she would have never killed Godwyn. She would have never killed Godwyn. She would have never break the Elden Ring. She would have never break the Elden Ring. The war would have never started. The war would have never started. Nothing would have happened. The life was good before she started shit. But then she started shit, so everybody has to suffer. Which is pretty much it. Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. That is getting lower and lower and lower. Holy. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do something crazy. I'm gonna do something fucking crazy. Don't blink, it's your boy. Welcome to the commercial. Have a wonderful day. I know it's dark. I know it isn't very usual to try to get some charge, position charge, because I want to be able to play. I have to see like people out. I don't know how many people I don't know how many people try my best to do it. But it's gonna be complex, it's gonna be complicated. So today we're talking about one of my favorite games, which is Endurance Task. And it's gonna be a short video, it's just a video to show how much of a nerd I am and how important. And I don't just have to see the video how important Majora's Mask is to honestly Borderlands. So you don't know what Majora's Mask is. Majora's Mask is a part of the Zelda series. So the Zelda series, sorry, was kind of short. I'm not gonna talk about that. I took about Ocarina of Time, which is the beginning of the time. So, it's so fucking funny. So the first timeline is Ganon is sealed, which is the one where I translated. So there's a couple of games in this one. The first game is Majora's Mask, the second game is Majora's Mask. right? Ganon introduces the second timeline, right? We got the hero, which is giving us it's giving us the Winker and I don't really know, but the one that was interested a Link to the Past, and I don't remember. It feels so long. I'm not reading it. I used to be able to do anything, but now I don't. But this is not really a game. This is more an analogy to Alice in Wonderland. So Alice in Wonderland is one of my favorites. Book is one of my favorites. Art is because it's so special. It's a story about a girl that has a shitty life and she falls into a hole. Because she falls into a hole, she from this new world is a whole figure. What world is really right? So with Majora's Mask we have the same thing. So he goes into search. So it's complex. Link in Majora's Mask is complex because he doesn't understand it. So it's such a beautiful story. So Link is the first character from the pirates I see the world. He's Ganon. But then he come back being a child. So what he has to do is there's a prison, in a secret prison beneath the Master Sword. The Master Sword has to choose. Everybody is able to beneath the Master Sword except for you. So as long as you're trapped, oh my god. It's so complex. It's so complex. So the story of Ganon is so complex. I should do this as a video also. So this is actually a really cool movie. So the principle of Paradise Life is you go there, you are a children of the forest cookie. Then you learn that you're not really a cookie. You were never a cookie to begin with. You are a race of the country that like you're an alien. Go see Princess Zelda and tell them the world and tell them that Ganon is. Then you go Zelda and like, yo, this guy is and you say, you really got it. So like, I don't there's no way then you go to the door, you hold a piece of the part of the key. So the Zelda is going to keep you change. But then because we're going to see well, then you use the opportunity to still transfers. Right? Oh no, it's not true. You go see Zelda and she's like, yo, if you want to win, we have to get the trees fairies. Then the Triforce, and the Triforce will allow us to save Hyrule. So then you open a door, and then basically Ganondorf does. Ganon is like, fuck that. I'm gonna be the guy to have the Triforce. The Triforce is a god. So, oh my god. The Triforce is three goddess. Din, Nairu, and I don't remember the big one. Basically they had this and they're bigger world. Nairu was responsible for the sky and the laws. Din was responsible for the earth and everything else. And the last one she's responsible for the forest and life. So then the Triforce is supposed to have I was going to go three categories in every 2 years. The Triforce separates in three pieces. The first basis, which is power, goes to Ganon. The second which is wisdom, goes to Zelda. Two right? But then Ganon can still if you kill Zelda, if you kill both. Then Link is quick. So a sage, which is in the second temple, it's like, yo, I'm gonna save you. He does this being trapped. Link as a kid, and he trained him for 7 years. So then you become adult Link, and adult Link is able to save Hyrule. The long story short, you only use it for your life, right? Then you kill Ganon, you beat Ganon, right? And then with Ganon, you're like, fuck, we need to seal him. So he's like, we're gonna seal him in the Temple of Life, which is where you will seal yourself. And then you have to put the Master Sword in, you're a child again. And then they're telling you, like, yo, there's no way you can, how can I say this? There's no way you can defeat it otherwise. So Link get trapped, and Link get trapped is like, yo, from my supposed to. So then, in my first mask, Nairu is a fairy, and the fairy is kind of like, the fairy is supposed to be around 50, but because she's already just born, it's kind of a then link to the mission and she the link this one because link press that no one knows that they don't have a stuff no one knows that like such a full now so you look up for that because in the Lost Forest so there's a tip that you is that you say for 3 days which is becoming a salsa Lost Forest if you lost yourself and you die it's a different thing so he ends up falling into a hole look at that terminal right look at that very different look at that very different very shocking there's different gods. The god Typhus it's not worship here. It is people who hate tree forest. So it's complex. The term oh my god, it's such a bad story. No blue I did it on that. So in my dream class, the terminal is a land that's destroyed. People like, yo, fuck the island. They have the better life, they have dance place, they have a beautiful plane. It's a really nice place to be. So that's that shit. Right? Like you know, you're gonna go and then find out you go to there's 4 characters, there's every single character are actually in the graphics plan, you want to make another game with it like I don't know what's getting started with another game from this when they ended up wait it's like yo we can't start a game from zero so we'll start a game from having characters and having the items the item is zero right we need to do it skill things like that so then you play the game and then it is funny because there's only 3 people that went to Hyrule and Turbo. There's Oki, which is the bad guy, dude, which is the hero, and then Abimax Selvin, which is Abimax Selvin is kind of like a god, right? It's a very weird character. But then Lane falls into a hole, which is as a woman. Like how the question for the guy is what is the right place? Was Sunlight the right beyond? Or was Hyrule the right beyond? As in Wonderland, the story is it's a girl that she hates her life, she falls into a hole. With shocking rabbits, the world is different. But then what if that was the reality? What if the world that she was living in before was made up? Right? That's it. And as a Wonderland, people will say that she never got out of it. But she never got out of this reality. With Link, after you lose that, you said that because he's dead, you finish the mission. So the coolest theory ever is that Link is dead. Right? And because Link is dead, he has a limbo. So if he saves Termina, he didn't even go to heaven. And he doesn't say that he goes, right? The Termina works very differently again the God. And you can play a Song of Time and read 9 times. So you're like this, there's different rules to the world, which is, I think, makes Termina not real. But, long story short, it is so cool of a story like Possible. I like the one I did. It doesn't matter I don't feel, but I know it's not. But you can run, because you're not good places, you know. What else? Too much shit. Yeah, I just wanted to put out the theory that's you that what about the question? I'll do what that is. My apologies. Good. You're still there. And you're still good. Don't blink. It's your boy Ink. Welcome to Look Up the Show. You guys have been welcome to having a wonderful day on this 31st May 2005. Today we're doing a video that I love doing. I like doing this. Today's a bad ADHD day. So good ADHD day, I can control my thoughts and I'm like, okay, well guess what? I know exactly what I'm trying to say. My ADHD day is my brain is foggy. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm saying. It's all fucking. It's a bunch of gibberish, right? Today is the news that I love you, which is recapping a story of a game. One of my favorite games is Majora's Mask, right? Which is a direct sequel. It's supposed to be the Majora's Mask, right? It's a direct sequel to Kingdom of Light. This is a game that I played a lot. This was my favorite game I played. This is my favorite game that I had to say, oh, game. So what I'm doing is I'm going to recap the Zelda series, even though I didn't play them for plus 10 years. I'm only going to recap, well, technically speaking, I could recap Minish Cap, but I don't remember that much about it. I'm going to recap the fair time, and it's going to be a very quick recap, it's going to be super fun, and it's going to be about how much I can remember and how much I can remember. Yeah, that time we started with this guy called Link, and Link is a Pokemon. So Link is a Kokiri that lives under the influence of Liquid Tree. Link is being bullied because he doesn't have his fairy. He doesn't have a fairy because he's not a Kokiri, he's a Kokiri. So Ganondorf, it doesn't really say why. Okay, so it's in the game it's not said. But there's this dwarf, it's called an Aiwo, right? And there's this dwarf that people like to play the Aiwo. Because the Aiwo will have an actual travel dance as well. It's like, no, don't bring it. To destroy it. So then we get Link's mom, who ends up hiding in the lost forest. So she tells Lucky Tree, please take care of my child. She's like that, okay, I'll treat him like mine. So Lucky Tree has this mission for Link. Lucky Tree is dying because he met with Ganondorf. Ganondorf is looking for one key, which is the Piri Emerald. The keys are one of the keys is the Gold Ruby, the Zora Sapphire, and the Deku, the Kokiri Emerald. No, sorry. Yeah, the Kokiri Emerald. I'm saying Deku has 50 so then it's funny. There's also not the theory. Like, for example, I'm not going to tell you that, oh, Link is dead or there's no death, no theory. I love these, but this is not a club. So then, Ganon killed the tree. Should I kill? I gotta tell you something. They didn't have a fairy. Ganon tells the castle, and to tell King, I don't remember his name, to be careful with Ganon. So Link goes in, he goes out to find the castle of Hyrule. And then the king, he doesn't see the king, he sees Zelda. He's like, Zelda, she said, like, wait, Ganon, I don't like Ganon, but he's already inside his, like, he should be a nice man. So then she said, I know what to do. The Triforce will be the way forward. The Triforce is the three goddesses. Nairu did, and I don't remember the last one, but basically the one that created the Earth, right? And when he created Earth, he created the Triforce. He said, if your heart is pure, you'll have a wish, right? And if your wish is good, you'll wish it the world. If your wish is not good, you'll wish it not good. Alright? When you go out the Goron, they lost access to the cavern. Go in cavern, the reason as to why it's blocked. So because you have the lock, you're able to, so they go in, they're in the rocks, and they have kind of cut. Like, okay, well, if you help me, I'll save you. So then when you go there, you realize that it's infested with darkness. It's technically darkness. You end up killing them with darkness. Then you have Goron, right? You meet with, I don't remember his name. Fuck, his name's too long. The king of the Goron. What's his name? Yeah, the king of the Goron. It's gonna come back to me when I'm not making the video for sure. So then next is the Zora. And the Zora, we go in, you have this sapphire. You realize that the Zora, they're very noble, very so he ends up, my daughter's missing. We can find my daughter out. So we realize that the daughter is, I don't remember her name either. That sucks, bro. I used to know that by heart. That's the same, that's she. There's another video about that, which is insane. So then the daughter, she comes in and they have this goddess worship. The goddess jump. The which is a giant fish. And Jabu Jabu is like, oh, your daughter, she doesn't like, we have to save him, we have to save him, we have to save him. And if you save him, I'll marry you, and I'll give you the Zelda Sapphire. The Zola Sapphire. He said, okay. They save the fish in the Sapphire. Then he goes to the castle, and then we see that Ganon has betrayed him, and he's taking over. And Zelda, she's fleeing, but she gives Link the Ocarina of Time. Because she has the Ocarina of Time, he's able to open up the palace, he'll get 3 stones, and then he's able to get the Master Sword. I was on the plot, Ganondorf was laying behind, and he gets the Master Sword. He gets the Triforce. The Triforce see Ganon, they don't treat him, they don't think he's good enough, right? So then he was like, yo, you're not good enough. The Triforce separates into 2 pieces. The Triforce of Force goes to Ganondorf because all we care about is Force. The Triforce of Courage goes to Zelda, to Link. So Courage and the Triforce of Wisdom goes to Zelda because she's his goddess. However, there's another reason for that, right? So Ganon is a descendant of a demon, which is the demon is I don't remember his name. Fuck. Link is a hero, and Zelda is a descendant of the goddess. I don't remember his name. That's bad. That's bad. I forgot everything, bro. So then basically what happened is because Ganon has the power to have the power, he becomes super powerful. So then one of the sage comes back and he traps Link to protect him in the Temple of Flight. And then he says, whoever the Ganon is terrible, we can't defeat him, can't defeat him. All we have is we can open up we need the 6 sages to defeat him. And then goes on to the search of the 6 sages. However, it's not 6 sages. The first sage is actually someone we met. It's actually someone that is the How, like that didn't get you all the way to a child. It's like, yo, if we do the 6 sages, we can open up the Temple of Light and we can trap Ganon here. Right? So goes on for the hunt. The first person we meet is Sheik. So Link goes out to Hyrule 7 years later. Right? The Long Long Ranch, which is a place that we love, is now being corrupted, and the only place she ever loved was what was her name? Talon. Yeah, I don't remember. Talon is now working for Igor. Igor was jealous, and she's like, Igor was like, yo, I deserve this rent. This rent is as much as mine as it is the other guy. And it's so funny. It's so funny because if you look at those two, Talon, I don't remember the name of the father, and Igor, they look at Mario and they do, which I love. So then we go in and we're like, yo, Igor, you betrayed. It's like he tells Ganon, I'm gonna give you the best course. So then you keep going and you get the Ola. So then you meet Sheep. Sheep is a Shiba warrior, which is a group of people that help the Golden family since day one. And Sheep is like, yo, I'm gonna help you. You have to help me in return. Um, I can only go back to being a child. So by placing the sword back, I can become a child again. And this is before that king, the temple was open, then it's not strong, right? And or you can take out the sword and put it out, and then you have the first you're saying is sorry, I have to get that happened to you. And he tells you, hey, the sword is dying, but he's good. The best of the people that you can do live for them, do best. So there's a kid called Yuku, and Yuku's like, oh, I regret bullying Link, and I don't know when to change. He became the guy who's in front of me. That's actually funny. The second is, I think it's, I don't know his name, but it's the hero that you met with the Goran. Him, all the Gorans are in traps, and there's, oh my god, it's so funny. But the Forest Temple, which used to be, and there's not a lot of stories about the Forest Temple, plus it goes down. The second one, all the Gorans are now in traps, and the Goran being in traps, he's going to, you have to help them. And the guy has a son and he names his son Link, which is super cute. The third one is the Zora. Once again, the princess of Zora. They're dealing with the water is all iced up. There's something that's going on, and the water is all icy. This is why you need the dark thing, by the way, which is super cool. The fourth one is Impa, which is the person that helped Zelda the most. She was a Sheikah that trained Zelda. She is Zelda. Then this fifth one, which is the last one, because the Temple of Life gives you one of the seven sages. Is a girl called, I don't remember her name, but she's like Jelly. So what happened is, this is really cool, so this is the most you learn more about that was King Orphan Zendel. Not every Jelly will like him, because what he does is create cool, and he gives a lot of power. Of course, we can mind about it, it's not power. Like, we could all die, he wouldn't care. And he has this dark aura. So then you realize that the real villain is not Ganon, but the Kyume and Kotaku and Kyume are they're kind of witches that tells Ganon will help you get the power. They're doing some dark ritual on him. The temple is born but they're witches, and you fight them. So then you get your fifth stage. At the end, you meet Ganon. You get this real form, which is Ganon. Ganon dwarf, you're going to do real form, which is Ganon. He says, I was trapped. So I get to fight him. It's a really good fight. Then to say Hyrule, which you do is there's two sages. You take the number of life. Something that is good. Put a master sword back in the chapter. And then when it's a master sword, you won't stay trapped. Now the master sword only enters the game, which is the cool part. And then there's the story of the character. There's that. Link, how did you still killed, go back to you as children. Link's regain the memory, you retain the memories of things that happened. Nobody believes in that you did this, did that. So then, nobody believes in you becomes kind of depressed, right? So only one person believes in and it's Navi. Navi, however, is a fairy. Okay, I have to stop here. I have to start the tournament for the tower. I'll be right back.
Looking like a lone survivor. Looking like a loner. Okay, so I do the tower, the tournaments. Good. And finally, you.
started the tournaments. We were playing this game called Power, and we didn't like it. So, because you lost Navi is a fairy will only help you until the mission is done. When the mission is done, she'll leave, she'll die. So the implication is she'll die. So then Link goes back to the Lost Forest. Lost Forest is a dangerous place. If people that are not Kokiri or Spirit Forest goes in, they'll die. So Link goes to look for Navi, and after 3 days he dies. He doesn't die, he goes to the place called Prison. He's always disputed when a Majora's Mask is given. Majora's Mask is what? Majora's Mask is an artifact that has power. Still to the Triforce, but worse. So he goes in, and it's like, yo, I still know the Ocarina of Time. The Ocarina of Time is important as this is a gift from Zelda. So Link loves Zelda, so he's like, yo, I'm gonna get my Ocarina back. So he follows the school kid, and the school kid descends into a place called Termina. Now the fun thing about Termina is it's in the Lost Forest. Lost Forest is kind of like a mystical place, but it's kind of like an Alice in Wonderland. So you're living in a world called Termina. And in Termina, you see those people that you saw in Ireland. It's a really good place. Termina has a story that the movie is called on 2 days, right? So he followed the movie was on 2 days, and you're going to recall in 2 days, the world will be destroyed. The village also is the same world. So the first time you play the game, you cannot do much. Until a certain day where you see the place where you school kids that win. And school kids is the one that's bringing the moon down. Basically, when not school kids being possessed by Majora's Mask, which is a dark entity that was created by the Tukini, which is another thing. So then, what ended up happening is, So, you are being bullied by School Kid and 2 fairies. So School Kid was a imp that used to play with the 4 giants. The 4 giants are what? The 4 giants are gods that are protecting the land of Termina. Because people were asking the giants, help me. And the giants were like, fuck you, I'm not gonna help you. If you really need us, call us. The perfect that's you don't get to call us. So then School Kid would use their friends, right? And the problem was School Kid was making a lot of hugs instead of just sitting alone. Because of that, people were asking the giants because right? So School Kid came, he felt very rough, very alone. And he found some fairies, which are, I don't remember the name. It's Tell, and the other one is, I don't remember. But then Tell was also a victim, saying, hey, there's a way to stop him. There's a way to stop him. Get the 4 giants. And then they'll stop him. So then Link fights and drops the Ocarina of Time. We see a song, which is the Song of Time. And because of the Song of Time, you can rewind the time. So every single 3 days, the world will get destroyed, but we can rewind time to the first day, to when Link arrived in Termina. If he arrived a week earlier, you'll have a week, but he arrived 2 days before he arrived. Then you have to go to the real time. The person is the next. So you can easily get to the king of the dead. Another collection, another collection that is so long. That didn't already. A lot of people think that. So Link goes there and the Deku, which is, I love the Deku at the race, right? Oh my god, how can I forget this? Link follows School Kid, and School Kid's like, I don't like you, you're a hero, you're stop. But he transformed Link into a Deku, and the Deku is like, yo, oh my god, I forgot so much. Yo, I can't do much. But then you need the Mask Silver, the Mask Silver is like, yo, I get my Mask back, but I don't have, I'll help you come to the because the very famous phrase of miniature will fade. So Link goes back. He's like, okay, well, I need to stop it. And the Master doesn't help him, and he becomes human again. But then because your Deku didn't help you, you learn the story. So the Deku King had a daughter, the Deku Princess, which and they were very not sick per se, but not really well. The water, the Deku are a race that replaces people. The Deku are a race, plants, they're plants and trees. So then, the water, the became the craziest thing is the school kid is a school kid, but they're very akin to they're very akin to fuck dude, it's been so long I forgot everything. Akin to Deku. The funny thing is the school kid was supposed to be the kid that got lost into the lost forest and became a school kid. And if you go there as a stealth, you become the skeleton coming back and back. So the school kid wants to play Frank, he used to play with Deku, and Deku's like, don't fuck. But Deku, what he does is he plays in the swamp. When they play in the swamp, he's like, oh my god, what's going on? The prince is like, well, if the swamp is poison, I have to save it. So she goes to the temple, and she goes to the temple, and she saves the world, and then she gets shot. She gets shot because she's not strong. Then the king has the monkey, or her friend, or helping the princess. This is your fault. The monkey, the Deku King is very angry. You end up saving her, you end up saving a mask. You realize that every single giant was kind of corrupt. And if you can kill the temple, you'll save the giants. So basically what happened is, remember when I told you there was 4 giants? With Majora's Mask, there's 4 things. So there's the Deku, kind of like similar to two characters of him. The Deku, which are at the south, the Zora, which are at the north, Ivanka, which is at the Ivanka, they're special. They're not they're sheltered, and then there's the Lord. So the kind of the giant that took over for Deku, he was corrupted. So he tells Link, please help our friend. So then you save him. Then next on the list is the Goron. The Gorons, once again, they have this. The name I was looking for was Dormagnon. They have this. It's so fucking stupid. The Gorons, they go back and the Gorons live in the volcano. So the Deku should like kill. He's like, I'll bring it home. So he puts him in the place. So that's the Gorons are like, I will go up or they're free. And he said, my only way forward is through Dormagnon. Right? So you end up going to save them. And it's super fucking fun. You have this, the whole reason as to why the place was frozen because the Goron was like, yo, he was blowing some cold air because he was controlled by this cooking. So you say the Goron, everything comes spring again, the Gorons are safe, they have this race, it's really fun. At the Zora, they changed the quality of the water. So the Zora are affected and can no longer swim. The Zoras are a fish people. So the Zora, when you can't swim, you can't survive. So then what happened is, this one is very special. This one is very, very special. And there is a Zora, which are descendants. So for Deku is complex. Deku, there's no special people. Dormammu is descendant of a very powerful Zora. So you have like the blood of a warrior. The Zora, you have Yuko that the same thing. You got a sense of princess. Because this parrot stole her eggs, she got sick, she got do prayers. Then because she saw it, you go to the temple. The temple you find Lord, you save giants, you see the giants, and go up and stop it. No, it's not that. And then they have it like, oh, if you do not go to the third one, you can everything problem. But the beauty of that is like it's always the same people. You can save some people one time, another time you can save some other people. And the Ivanka, so the Ivanka is the most interesting. The Ivanka become in. The Ivanka are a race of, I don't know what they were, because they're all dead, they're all skeletons. And their goal was to fight Coach, right? And they used to fight every single people. There's a lot of theories that the next war they had was, oh my god, so what they say was, I don't want to know to you, but I'll do it with you. They were fighting against everybody. Then they decided to fight against Iroh. So they created this Tower of Babel to go there. And then the goddess Julia, which is the one in front of Zelda, Zelda descendant of Julia. She's an arrow of light. And then the Tower of Babel turned upside down, which reaches hell, which reaches the Majora's Mask. This is how we got it. Then they went to war and they started showing. They did so many wars and they started showing. So then you can so then you go in, you get, you get a people, and you kill the 4 giants from that. And then you sing a song to summon them. So then the school kid, what you have to do is you have to wait until the third day, until the moon is there. Then you summon the 4 giants. And the 4 giants all will move up, right? Then the Metro Mask does some effort to destroy the world that we fate. Then the Metro Mask is there. Metro Mask is controlling the moon. It's like, yo, come and fight with me. So he goes into the moon, and then you fight him. And then when you save them, you got the 4 days and everything that you did is there. So you can help people marry, you can help people find peace. You can find a guy who was obsessed with work, you tell about work. This is a good story. This is how it ends. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of our Zelda recap. Love you guys. Don't complex. Take it easy. Don't blink. Yes, you're going. Welcome to the show. Really welcome to having a wonderful day on this 31st May 2025. I know it's dark. I know we're not at the same place as usual. My phone didn't charge properly, so it should charge. I made a mistake. 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 There's a mistake. You have to go here. Why aren't you charging? Properly. Charge, dude. Charge, please. Sheesh. Okay, that's good. And instead of today, I know it's dark outside, but I have to charge some payments. Then we'll go back. I got a piece of big idea. I don't know why. It's crazy, but at the same time, I love this thing. Today we're talking about a very boring subject, which is part 2 of I Think Cutting Wrong. So in part 1, we established that people were getting older, we're getting more experiences, we get more experience, we're going to get life, and I'll get more minutes, right? But it's one of the things also often your perception of life is becoming more minutes. So I was comparing myself to my parents a lot because they're my role model when it comes to aging, right? I know it's not nice to say that, but that is true. And no. Dark Sea Turtle. I don't know, just seeing them as people with more experience, but more so in a sense of you live through World War, which is technically not something that is super nice to say. And I was talking about how life is different. It's just one thing I love this other thing. I've been trying so hard to do and somehow get the best of the life and so dark right now. It's so dark right now. I'm gonna finish dinner and then go out. There's more lights. It's not really sharp. Maybe. So there's also some good thing. I'm trying so hard to think hard or partake and the real music. I know it's not good. Okay, so 2 years ago I go in and my hairs are a fucking mess. 2 years I go in. 2 years ago I go in. My blue phones are completely full. Before I tried to say something, I bought them and I put on a playlist from YouTube and said, hey, this is the music you listen to. And it was only songs from when I grew up. For example, Fall Out Boys, which I haven't listened to in a while. And I was listening to I Don't Care and I was like, oh my god, this is so freaking good. And Fort Minor with Hank and just so good. Or even a song from Offspring, which I haven't listened to in years. And this is my kind of music, right? And this is my kind of music. And I was like, I was so happy because I'm like, why make an effort? And I don't think making an effort is a bad thing. But why make so much an effort to why make so much of an effort to fall in love with songs you don't need to like? I got enough songs. I was listening to Billy Talent, Surrender, Fallen Leaves, Having a Landmine. That was so good. Why make the effort when you have something that's perfectly fine? Why try to find something? It's very cheap. It's not that cheap, but and then I have this perfect girl in front of me. She's going to marry me. But I'm still not sure that I'm why? And then I was like, I have enough games in my past to play every single time. I have enough music in my past to have every single time. I have enough books and movies that I like from when I was growing up. An old movie that I had enough movies for my entire lifetime. Right? I'm 22 years old, and there's a lot of things that I have absolutely love. I have some pre-required taste or pre-acquired taste. For example, I still think that that was one of the best ones I ever made. And a lot of people say, no, that was a what that means is very old school people do. A lot of people. So, anyways, we'll talk about the Alice in Wonderland. So, whole alternate universe, right? And I was talking about Zelda, and I was talking about Magic, I was talking about Dante's Inferno, and I realized how much I forgot about those. So, for example, with Naruto, I was talking about Naruto also, and Naruto, I forgot the story. Naruto is something that I read 4 times. I don't remember if it's 3 or 4 times. So, I'm faced with a situation that is perfect because I'll never need that music. I'm faced with a situation that's perfect because I can keep looking or using the music that I love already, and I'll be happy with my life. Or it's a curse because if I don't do enough, like, enough, I turn off that and I put that. So, 5, 6 times a week. I love it. I love it. And I just love a lot with the movie. And I feel the story. Like there's something that I know, but I forget the story if I don't play that. So I'm constantly stuck into seeing the same thing with the music. Even if it's different than the show, but imagine there's songs that you forgot that existed. And like, there's very some places there. And it's about to be a new one. So it's maintaining nostalgia, it's maintaining the past. You can say in the past, but wanting to explore some new things. However, the second you stray away for too long, you forget things. And this just sucks because you're kind of like, well, I have to consume things that I've already consumed. And it's not the most interesting thing, it's not the worst thing, it's not the most interesting thing. And yeah, it kind of sucks. It used to be so good. Like, for example, the night that I was listening to music, I was like, holy shit, this is so good. Such a good time. And I knew the lyrics, I knew the song, I was singing, it was fun. But could I do this every single day of the year? I don't know. If I don't do it, however, what am I then supposed to do? Force myself to like something that I don't like. Please tell me, oh bro, this band is so good. And I'm like, it's okay. Like, why don't you like it? And I don't know why I didn't like it. But now I know why, because I grew up or I was listening to amazing songs. And this is just not my type of music. I already listened to songs I grew up with. However, it was something I grew up with. Imagine the song that you like. Imagine the song that you listen to for years. How often do you listen to it? Possibly too often. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I'm gonna figure that out right now. And I don't. It's an easy day, bro. Look at the shadow flow. Oh. Shh. I can smell fire. Step by step, lock the door. Doesn't knock on the floor. She said we were meant to be. Now this starts turning no tragedy. A heart attack to bring you back. Alone at last. All I wanted was to be alone at last. All I wanted was a second chance. Second chance to hold you in my arms again. However, I walk 1,000 miles together. She's a devil on the landmine together. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. She's a devil on the landmine. Step by step, rock the door. 1,000 on the floor. She said we were meant to be. Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to the Commentary Show. I'm guys are doing well because I'm having a wonderful 31st May 2025. Today we're doing a bunch of videos. We've been working for the last 2 hours and a half, which is phenomenal. And I think I figured out something. What I figured out is don't make videos on the balcony because it's too noisy. Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to the Commentary Show. I'm doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on its 31st May 2025. We've been making content for 2 hours and a half. This is fucking great. This is amazing. Today we learned a valuable lesson and I'm about to share it with you. So this is considered once again a behind the scene, but it's just the mentality of a content creator and knowing yourself. I fuck with the way I look today. What the heck? I look good. I know that I look good equated to making a dog face. We're back in the 90s in the worst possible ways. So lately, it's been very complex lately. It's been very hard, not emotionally, but very hard to. Okay, so let's start with the first thing first, right? So I had a depression during the last month and a half. I was really feeling down, really feeling down, and it was in a bad case. It was really bad. So then what happened is I wasn't making as much content, so we were posting old content, and lately I've been feeling a lot, and I do mean a lot better. For example, we've been filming for the last 2 hours and a half. We've been filming the nature corn, filming the tower, filming this. So I think for realsies, I have 5 hours of videos, and I got 7 hours and a half of the tower already filmed today, and my day started 4 hours ago. I'm really good. I'm kind of the weird guy that eats it like that. Right here. I love it. So the problem with that is, lately I've been doing a lot better. I'm not completely healed, but I'm doing so much better. Mental health is at an all-time low. I haven't felt that good in months, which is phenomenal. Fucking birds. And it's just great because one of the worst things that happened when I had depression was a lot of appetite. Now I kind of stopped eating, which is a good thing and a bad thing. But more than that, it was also the case of, like, for example, today I'm so motivated that my head is completely fogged up from ADHD. The best thing is we are making so much content. The bad thing is it's horrible for the storage because we're always out of storage, right? But it's a good thing for a couple of reasons. So the first reason, which is the simplest of reason, is we are working really hard. But it's all dependent on my mood. If I'm in a good mood, I work really hard. And then because I know that I'm working hard when I'm in a good mood, I try to use those days as much as possible. So for example, today I got a foggier brain, so we're doing less of planned content and more so of just a free-for-all, right? I tend to plan everything. When I'm foggy, I'm like, yo, well, let's not use the plan that you took time to put together and do something that you didn't plan. And like, hey, the worst thing that happened is you post a video and it doesn't work, right? But lately, since we've been working a lot more, I realize that I'm and this is not me complaining. I'm sorry, just give me a sec, guys. I'm playing a different game because we got a tournament today, and the tournament needs to be done for the eternal glory of Ink Vendetta. Right, so we have the glory to do. We'll go with health. Health. She's a devil in the landmine together. I walk 1,000 miles together. Step by step, rock the door. 1,000 miles on the floor. She said we were meant to be. Now this success is a tragedy. My heart attack. Thought nothing will win you back. Alone at last. All I wanted to was to get you alone at last. All I wanted was a second chance to hold you in my arms again. She's a diamond on a landmine. Oh, la, my battery is low here too. Fucking shit, dude. That is not good. That's not good because I'm late in the tournament. Okay, that's so fast. I'll be right back. Why is that not good? It's pretty simple. When you're late in the tournament, you have to pay attention a lot more than when you're in the early tournaments. Yeah, so this is not looking optimal right now. For some reason, the camera is not great right now. I cleaned you. What do you want more, dude? So what I've noticed is we procrastinate a lot. Now the procrastination, I don't know if it comes from being fatigued. I don't know if we're working too hard. I don't know if we're working too much. I don't know why we are fatigued, but we are fatigued. So what I decided to do from now on is to work as much as possible every single time. So I think, in my opinion, what happened is it's more so when I take breaks. So in between things that I get a hard time. So for example, we'll film videos, and then we'll start watching my shows. And watching my shows, there's always this 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes where I'm doing nothing. So that is definitely a problem. Definitely a problem. Not in the sense of, oh my god, what am I gonna do? But more so in the sense of, yo, this is bad. This is really bad. So now we're trying to fix it. We are trying to fix it, to be honest, and it's not easy. It is not easy because it's thing that I've been having my whole life, right? That procrastination. I have days where I'm bedridden. I can't get out of bed. There's days where I want to accomplish the world and I don't know how to fix it. However, I know that when I start, I don't finish. For example, I'll do what I like doing is, for example, recap, right? I'll do a Trailer Park Boy recap, and that Trailer Park Boy recap will last 45 minutes and 50 minutes. Now, of course, it's not 45 minutes of complete focus. There's some side tension, as people would say, but most of the time, I'm in control. Um, versus, I'll do this. I'll start watching videos, and it sucks because I think it's because of depression. So during depression, I was watching a lot of content, and I think I kind of got used to watching this content, and I kind of got used to only watching content. For example, the destroying is the TikTok because they're so short. The destroying is YouTube shorts because they're so short. So you watch 50 YouTube short and like, oh, that's not that bad. But then you realize that you spent an hour and a half or 2 hours watching shorts. Like, fuck, what am I supposed to do here, you know? So yeah, this is kind of bad, but at the same time, it's also kind of good because you get to know yourself. I've been watching this TikTok about this guy who talked about ADHD a lot, and it's been teaching me a lot. I never really researched ADHD because I was so ashamed of it. I was so embarrassed by it. It was a curse. Oh, I'm so different. I don't want to be different. I want to be like my friends in class. No, being different is good. Being different is what makes you you, and you being you is possibly the best thing that could happen to you. So yeah, it's tough. It's tough because if I figure out how to, and it's also nuts because I was talking about, see, this is ADHD and how good it can become. And I was talking about the Alice in Wonderland and blocks. Alice in Wonderland, and I talked about it for an hour and a half, a lot of it, right? And why that's so important is because what is real reality? Was Alice following the whole a different reality or the same reality, right? And there's no answer to that. What if my ADHD pushing me to procrastinate was instead my subconscious saying, hey, you need a break, right? Or is it completely, is taking a break something I need or something that I want, right? And in both cases, I know that if I fix that problem, if I fix this situation, it might go two way. Either we're moving forward a good situation or a bad situation. Now, in a perfect world, there is the classic adage of, I rather death for the devil I know than death for the devil I don't know. And this is the devil I know. Procrastination I know. I know how it is. Procrastination isn't such a bad thing because I can upload things and I can play different games. I can do a lot by procrastinating, right? I can turn something that's negative into positive. However, for example, this morning was bad because this morning we were procrastinating to a point where I fell asleep and I didn't upload. So my phone, which were empty, well not empty, but we emptied them a lot during the last 2 days because yesterday we were not able to do it. They're now full again. Now tomorrow's will be raining, but tomorrow's will be raining, and then the next day I'm going to be able to do my GoPro. The problem is the GoPro is full. So now I need to empty the phone, right? First of all, just so I can go and put more footage in and then empty them again. However, we did something good. We got a new plan for the internet. It's more expensive. I'm paying $60 for internet right now. But it should be the fastest. Fast. Right now my upload speed is 20 megabytes per second. Then it's gonna be 50 megabytes per second. So we're talking about 20 50 per second. Holy shit. Is that 3 gigs a minute? No, that's 3 gigs. Oh my god. How much is that? 15 megabytes per second. 1,000 is a gig. So 50 per second is 300 per minute. 3 minutes is a gig. So 3 minutes is a gig, so that's 20 gigs. Which is a lot more than what I'm doing right now, right? So that's could be good. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. I'll do it. The problem is, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a couple of months the higher speed. I'm gonna go back because it's expensive. It's $60 per month. It's not that expensive, but it is expensive. So we'll try to do more complete, so not taking breaks in between, and we'll see how it works. If it helps, it helps. If it doesn't help, it doesn't help. But yes, I'm nervous. I'm absolutely nervous. You know, for example, right now we have this tower top and room. If I die, then that's something that I threw away. You know, so that's not good. However, I can cheat. How can I cheat? Well, super simple. You, my friends, are gonna come with me. Step by step, the door. Dozen roses on the floor. She said we were meant to be. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is... Shit! You died. God damn it, you died. Shit la merde. Shit la merde. Good. Let's do merge. Let's do merge. Let's do merge. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is the guild. I go to the store. I got 310. Fuck, dude. It's not bad though. It's not bad. Okay, so ink, you need to work a little bit, bro. Shit. Give me a sec, guys. Step by step, knock the door. Brother and brothers on the floor. She said we were meant to be. Shit. Good shit.
It's gonna ch-
Do these two. That could be good. That could be good. Yeah, that could be really good actually. Okay. Good. At 18, I'm good. Yeah, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. Okay, let's go. 46 minutes. Let's go. Okay, so now what you're gonna check out is gonna be checking out how much space I have here. We should be able to. Should be more than okay. Okay. Stop fucking disconnecting, dude. 25 gigs. If I do this, we're good. $25 gigs is perfect. It is fucking perfect. Fucking perfect to me. It's been a long time. That's right. City life, bad decision. That's right. Do 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 do. 495. 91. Yeah, I fucked up here. I fucked up here. Don't blink, here's your blink. Welcome to the show. Guys are doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this. Oh, but I'm not even connected. On this 21st May 2025. Today is a beautiful rainy fucking day. So I don't know if you can say beautiful and rainy in the same sentence. Which is dead. If you're not happy, sue me, dude. Sue me. Sue me, brah. I'm in a good mood. I'm in a really, really, really good mood today. Because you know what? I should be able to be in a good mood if I want to be in a good... I'm not even recording, dude. What are you doing? Technically speaking, okay, yeah. Don't blink, it's your blink. Welcome to the show. Because I'm doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 31st May 2025. Today is a beautiful rainy day, which I don't think you can say in the same sentence, but if I want to do something, I should be able to do it, huh? What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it, bruh? I'm in a really good mood today because ADHD, why is it not going well? Today is a very foggy day, but for some reason when I have a foggy day, it's actually a good day. Because imagine during your day, you have 1,000 fucking IDs. You have 1,000 IDs on a bad day, right? And then your brain is so foggy that none of these IDs are making sense. It's like, well, none of these IDs are making sense. I possibly shouldn't even listen to them, right? I possibly shouldn't even listen to them. Why am I listening to ID that don't make any lick of sense? So you just ignore your own brain and you get to relax. Now, I know it's dark, I know it's later. Today, because of my foggy brain, if you will, we had a lot of ID for videos, so we're coming in very late. We're gonna be doing some Trailer Park Boys. The plan would be to finish at the very least. At the very least, I wanted to finish the my brain. I want to finish season 10, which is episode 9 and 10. I want to apologize yesterday once again, because yesterday we were so we're relying on 1 or 3 videos. I'll be recording the tower for a astonishing amount of time tonight. So this is huge. This is really, really huge. So season 10, episode 9. Oh no. Oh yo, okay. Never mind. I was like, don't tell me you're not gonna work today. But you're working, it's just that the Wi-Fi is off. We turn it off, why? Because it's allowing us to upload faster. So what I start doing is I start uploading on only one phone at a time, and every single other thing is turn off the computer, or turn off the does it make any sense at all? Am I talking gibberish? Am I talking like an alien on a different planet? And if I am, Star Trek, I guess. So yes, we are now finally connected. I was trying to gain some time, and I'm gonna be able to watch it. Funny, maybe one of my first big searches Pornhub. I don't know if that's concerning or cultivated. So we have it's Tugalicious Gangsta. So last episode we had a fight between Lucy and Ricky. Lucy trying to bang Tom Arnold and saying, "Hey, I kind of have to do it. I kind of have to. I know you don't want me to do it, but I kind of have to." How do you feel about the sliding? Is that cool? Is that weird? It seems a bit weird, but I've done weirder shit. Way weirder shit this week. So yeah, so they're fighting because Lucy's like, that's money that you lost. And again, is the fact that Ricky fucks up and Lucy fucks up. However, it doesn't matter how much they fuck up. At the end, they get faced together. We have Leahy that's completely fucking wasted. You got Leslie that's completely fucking wasted, and they're going in attack mode, which is cool because it's cool because it's not established, but it started by Leslie. It's like, Leahy, Jim, we have to do something about it. And then Leahy's like, no, we cannot do shit about it. This is the way these people being people of the park works. I have an idea. I finally have an idea. I was very, very nervous about something, and now we just figured out how to do it. Okay, this is fucking great. My God, this is great. Because I was not oh my God, if I can, oh my God, this is perfect. Oh, this is perfect. Oh my God, this is perfect. Because we've been streaming on 4 and we've been working since 3 hours, and I'm gonna do all this shit. I'm gonna do 6 hours on the tower. So the problem is gonna be the storage. Guys, I'm so sorry I stopped a lot, but hey. Okay, so now what you're gonna do is you're gonna go here and you're gonna transfer a video. You're gonna transfer is gonna be a video of Nature Corn. We have I have a 4 gigs here, which would be absolutely perfect. I'm gonna do this, right? Nope. If I can connect here, there you go, quick share. I want to transfer a file. If I can get this file transferred, we're good. We are good. Then I'm gonna be able to delete it, and I'm gonna be able to do it because I'm low on storage. I am very low on storage. Very low. We're at 17 though, it's good. It is good. And we're back. So the only thing that I have to do, so it's stupid, but I only have to resist. And when I say resist, I only have to last another 60 minutes. Then I can last 60 minutes. We have one of my videos that's going to be finished uploading. And that video is 30 gigs, which is about 2 hours and a half of the tower. Then I'm going to be able to do a lot of shit. A lot of shit. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be fantastic. I'm telling you something. Trust your boy. It's going to be fantastic. Okay, so that being said, Season 10, Episode 9. I'm sorry, guys. That's what happened when you work so much. We have Snoop Dogg leaving and Bubble being sad. Now, this is it's emotional because he gives his Ghetto Blaster. Now, why is that emotional? You actually don't give a fuck about that. It's not important. Oh, by the way, I haven't even ate supper yet. That's a problem. Your boy is hungry. It's 8:55. I'm giving myself another 50 minutes of work. File received, yes. Now, on this one, I have 50 hours. 50 gigs free. Oh. Like, what is this weird piece of thing? It's the hot dog we put in earlier. Oh, a lemon. Good. Are we almost done? I really fucked up on the tower. Shit. I threw away the determinant of shield. So, Snoop Ghetto Blaster is not important. It's important because at the beginning of the series we have a battle, a fight between Randy and Bubbles, and the reason is because Bubbles saw a ghetto blaster at Zeller's, and he wanted it, and Randy bought it before him. So it's like you stole it from me, Randy, when Randy didn't steal shit. But it's funny because it is the perceived notion of Steph that is funny. So yeah, what I was saying? Nothing peculiar, huh? Yeah, so because Bubble didn't have it, Snoop getting him this is like, yo, I wanted one and still give it to me. And the first thing that Julian says is, maybe, just maybe, we can sell it. Which I fucking love, because that's Julian. If Julian is one thing, is a crook. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. When I said like another fucking break, ink. I'm so sorry, because we're doing so much. My tablet fell at 5%. God damn it. And the tablet is recording the tower also. So, I'm trying to do bigger part of the tower, because when I do bigger part of the tower, it takes more time to upload, but it takes more time to upload, but less time than if you did the same amount of part, the same amount of gig with lower part. I got you. Don't worry, I got you. Like you're nothing less than perfect to me. Spent a long time. That's right. Bad decision. That's exactly what I was talking about. I'm doing so much right now that I'm not going to do shit in about 45 minutes. I'm not going to do shit. I'm not going to do shit in 45 minutes. So it's stupid. Okay, let's go. So, the fact that we have the Ghetto Blaster from Snoop, actually really thoughtful from Snoop. And for anybody else, I would say, who gives a shit? But from Snoop, it's really nice. And then Julian also realizes that he wouldn't sell this. With Julian, it's kind of like, yo, there's one to be made. Bubbles, you sure? So there's 8 characters. Those characters that we know. We got Leahy and who else? Leahy and Leslie. That go in and gotta go do something. And then Leahy used to do like, I cannot hurt the boys. I cannot destroy the boys. However, Leslie convinced him otherwise. We have the fucking Ghetto Blaster, and I have to show you this monster. Look at this. This monster is humongous. 60% shit. So we got Snoop who's investing in the park, right? With Julian asking for money. Him, Ricky, and Snoop doing the 5 hours energy. And this is cool because right now with Ricky doing the 5 hours energy, everybody has a part with Snoop Dogg, which is the most important characters. Everybody had a part with Tom. Everybody had a part with Tom except for Julian, and everybody had a part with Benson. No, nobody had a part with Benson. We got the criminal. He's smoking something. Steinberg is smoking big drugs. He got to bribe the judge. So you got it's so fucking funny because you got Bubbles and Julian versus a Candy. The girl Bubble is completely high. The judge says your lawyer was arrested for corruption, right? You got Tom Arnold and Lucy that goes to the what do we call it? What should we call it? Oh yeah, the pretend mending. They were prostitution. Lucy was like, yo, I'm gonna fuck Tom Arnold for this. This is the part that's really emotional. It's like, yo, I just want the Ricky experience. I got to drive the shitty mobile. I got to wear his clothes. I want to eat sweet powdered shitty. That's the word I'm looking for. It's sweet and powdered chicken, right? And power versus powered. I don't even know what it's called. Sour powdered chicken, I guess. So that's actually really cool. They lost the case, so now they need more money for Freedom 45. Got Ricky and Snoop completely fucked up, which is good because Snoop is kind of like the king of weed. So if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And Randy complained about being fired, but Julian is Randy's complaining about being fired, but Julian is in a bad mood. So he gives shit to Randy, which quits. You got Leahy and Leslie. Leahy and Leslie are gonna be burning the car and selling it as a Trojan horse. Yeah, into the park on fire. See, it's not good stuff, but it's more than it's just how fucked up it is. They're going to war, you know. You got Snoop who's completely fucked up, which is really cool. Uh, Snoop tells he's gonna leave the park. He wants to stay in the park, but Julian convinced him otherwise. I don't remember why. You got J-Rock wife leaving him, and this sucks because yes, I didn't like her. I didn't like the J-Rock with accent, but J-Rock made a lot of sacrifices for her. And then as the first opportunity, she's like, you know what? I fuck you, J-Rock. So this was kind of shitty. And uh, it doesn't suck in a sense of it's such a tragedy. It sucks in a sense of you wanted more from these characters, you know. Next we have Ricky, who is completely fucked. Snoop was constantly asking for money. You got the girls who coming in to gloat in her face. What are they saying? They're saying they're admitting to Snoop like, yo, the money is ours. He lied to you. So this is bad because Julian did lie to Snoop, and that's not cool. That is not cool at all. If he feels bad, Bubbles feel bad about it. And then Julian leave, Snoop leave. Bro, I love that. Yeah, so Barb, because she wants to evict everybody. But now the cool thing is, Barb, she only dealt with Julian, and she don't deal with Leahy. She didn't deal with people like Bubbles. And people like Bubbles are where it's dangerous because people like Bubbles are, you know, these guys are victim. They're for example, Julian and Ricky, they're fucking criminals. So it doesn't really matter. Um, it doesn't really matter if they leave the park. But somebody like Bubble, who's just a normal guy, kind of wanted your part because then again, you have a choice between Bubbles and Ricky. You choose Bubbles, right? Bubbles asks you for kindness. She doesn't listen to it. You got Lee coming in with a gun, which is fucked up. The worst thing is that Randy is saving him, but most of all is because Ricky gets shot. So Lucy and Tom is like Lucy tells Tom, I'm not sure if I can do this. And Tom's like, I don't mind. I just wanted to give the full thing with. This is actually really sweet. This is really emotional moment. Lucy's like, I really like Ricky. Now, what is really cool here is in the first episode, we have Lucy, who was talking about banging a firefighter, right? Lucy wasn't the most, I don't know if she was not loyal, but she wasn't the most invested in the relationship. And they were constantly fighting and breaking up and fighting and breaking up and fighting and breaking up. So this is the first time that Lucy's like, no, I want to be with Ricky. And this is the first time that she want to be with Ricky. See, that's the thing. Except for season 2, Ricky, whenever he's single, he wants to go with Lucy, right? Lucy, whenever she's single, she'll date somebody else. So she'll date George Green, she'll date Randy, she'll date a lot of people. And now it's the first time that she has a choice to date somebody else. It's like, no, I want Ricky. The coolest thing is Sarah comes in and said, I apologize, which is really cool because Sarah kind of accused Lucy. But I think she apologizes. It's the two of them getting together. See, that's the thing. That is the greatest thing about Trailer Park Boys. I can have a Lucy Sarah friendship because it's been a friendship that has been since day one. When I have a Barb, Candy, and Donna friendship, it's cool because Donna and Barb's are a character that we met last year. We got really close last year. Donna has been part of the cast since season 8, which is 2 seasons ago. So you buy it. Then Candy comes in, and Candy is not like, okay, my god, it makes sense that they're a friend. Candy is more so, well, you know what, she made a new friend in prison. It happens. But you see a relationship with Sarah and Lucy, and it's just beautiful. These girls have been together for years. I'm gonna tell you something, and I hope you guys don't get offended. I know there's a lot of Barbara fans out there. When I think about the Trailer Park Boys, I think about Ricky, Bubble, and Julie. If somebody was to ask me who would be your Trailer Park Girls, it would be Lucy and Sarah. Even though Lucy kind of fucked over the show, she did fuck over the show. She did do some horrible things to the show. Yes. And today I'm in a good mood, so I'm more forgiven than usually. However, yeah, she did fuck up the show. However, there's another thing that she did over the years which benefit the show. Like right now, that's the best thing. That is the best thing. Now this is really getting good. This is honestly, this is a perfect finale. This is not even the finale, but it's perfect. So then Leahy gets drunk and shoots Ricky, and Ricky they think he's dead. Ricky's not dead. He's in a coma. He might never wake up. Now this is important because in later season we learned that Leahy thought that Ricky was his son. So he basically just killed his son for liquor. So that's huge. Everybody is there. Everybody is super sad. Bubble is super sad. Julian's super sad, which is cool because you got everybody there. For example, by the way, you wanna know something crazy? This has nothing to do with the. This has nothing to do with the whole show. But I'm following Jenna Mc. I want you guys to follow on Instagram Jenna Canuck. So Jenna Canuck is Trinity from Trailer Park Boys. That's her Instagram page. I just found her yesterday. Algorithm say, you know what, you like Trailer Park Boys, here's the main bitch. And Jenna is now, I'm following her. She doesn't follow me, but hopefully one day, both Canadian, both the same age, not really, but hey, both work at Tim. I'm joking. I'm joking. What is really cool here is the doctor said Ricky's not doing well. So at first you got Lucy, you got Sarah, then you got Bubbles and Julian, then the rest of the family comes in. You got Jacob and Corey, and you got Trin. So everybody that cares about Ricky is there. And you know what? It's nice because older season would have not had a Jacob and Corey. So the Jacob and Corey, and I did mention this before, is really weird because the Corey and Jacob is close to Jacob is close to Ricky because of Trinity. Corey doesn't have a reason to be close to Jacob, right? Corey doesn't have a reason to be close to Ricky. So when it happens, you're like, okay, well, what just happened? Why are they close? But then when you have a moment like that, it's nice because you wouldn't have done that with Corey and Trevor. So is the boy kind of using their cat? The cat being good together. Like, for example, right? You got a show like Seinfeld, who lasted 9 years, and people are friends. You got something like The Office, people are friends. There's something that Trailer Park Boys that lasted more than 2 decades. I hope they're friends. You got, oh, my phone fell. My phone closed. My phone closed. No. No. Oh my god, no. 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 Oh my god, fuck. Ricky.
To get